Okay, welcome to the Lonewolf Paranormal Podcast. My name's Mike, and today we got the special guest. We got the founder of St. Joan of Arc, Art Herrera, and his wife Dominica. Welcome to the show.
Hey everybody,
Hi.
I'm Art.
All right. So
Dominica.
today they're gonna share some great news. I know we were talking about St. Joan of Arc Paranormal, and today they're gonna give us a little update on what's going on with future projects. Go ahead, guys.
Basically, we've just been looking for investigations, but with the current situation, it's been a little bit more difficult to find those investigations and reach out to people that need the help. With all the precautions we got to take. So for now, we might just be sticking to locations that are historical or places that are haunted that you can generally rent, just to kind of keep our research going. And if we can find, individuals whose residence might be haunted, we would take it on a case-by-case basis for our protection, for the team and for the family's protection too, with the current situation out there.
Yeah, I know there's a case that I wanted to get for us. I don't know if you saw that guy in the podcast, Bobby Price.
Yes.
Okay, so he was telling me, well, I unfortunately told you about his cousin, right? So I'm still trying to get that going, but I know he has a bar that he used to work for, and his friend owns it, so he's got keys to it. They just shut it down recently, but he told me it's very active, and
Oh wow.
he was telling me that he'll be more than happy for as long as we could take him, like
Yeah, definitely.
more than happy to like get us there.
Where's that at?
He told me it's he lives around like I guess like Ontario area, like going to Bernie, but it
Okay.
should be
Yeah.
around that area. It's not too far off. But he was telling me the other day, he's like, yeah, Mike, I got this, I used to work at, because he had a liver transplant. So he shared a good story. If you look at the podcast, it's real sincere
Yeah,
story.
I remember the
Yeah,
podcast. He stayed after work and ran an investigation, and
yeah,
yeah, caught some good evidence. But I think they had some air conditioning problems, or there was
yeah.
polluting the EVPs. But he still said he got some good evidence.
Yeah, he did, and and it was crazy is that this guy, he's a great guy. He has his own podcast. It's called FN. God, what is it called? I don't even know. I feel bad at it. But he's well anyway, he's a real good like I like this guy 'cause he has a good like radio voice. Like I don't know, he's a real cool dude. But he's I look up to the guy. Like I know he had a recent liver transplant. He almost passed away.
Oh,
But
wow.
his sister I think she donated hers, like they were both a match. So him and
Oh
his sister are really good, and he's been in quarantine before
I
COVID.
saw that one. I
yeah,
did see it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember
so
now.
he's been like in his own quarantine because after the operation, I guess your immune system's real. You just gotta it's gotta build up stronger. So he's
Yes.
weak right now. But I know it's already. I think he said in a couple of months he should be like being normal again.
great.
So
Yeah, definitely we'll bring him
Mm-hmm.
out on an investigation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I told him about y'all, and he's really looking forward to meeting y'all. And I told him, I go, yeah, I'm gonna give him the podcast, and but this guy's really good. Like I mean, this guy's real great. I talked to him and his sister. They were on the podcast, and they're real good people. But yeah, definitely, he's actually first time going. Like he's I guess you can say a first time. He had a awakening. Like he found himself. Kind of like I went through, and
Yeah.
so one of the Google girls. And her name's Ashley. She's a friend of his. I recently went to her house actually yesterday. She did like a tarot card reading. She's on point, like really good person. You'll probably meet her one of these days. But she's
Awesome.
part with Sydney's group, and they're friends. And yeah, she's been helping him, like finding like I guess himself, and he went through a good experience. If you look at the podcast, he explains what I guess what made him the change.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a great guy, and hopefully we'll work with the girls soon. I did let him know. I did forget to tell you the Sydney was telling me that she wanted to go to the Black Swan Inn
Yes. Yeah,
with
I think she's got.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wow, that's
yeah,
exciting.
she wanted us to. I think it was she told me it was about, I think it was $400, but it takes 10 people.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think like that,
Yeah.
and I, like I told her that I don't mind, like paying your half, like, like I'll pay for you, you and Dominica, you guys want to go.
Oh, we appreciate it.
I'm
Uh,
there.
yeah, like because she said it was like $50 a person, and me, I don't care, so it's like I'll pay for them, like,
Oh my God,
and
that's
but
exciting.
it's like a whole night. I think you spend the night there, and you do
Wow.
investigations all day. And I know I went there with with former group, and
Right.
but we didn't really we couldn't really go into it. I mean, I felt presence there, and I think I told you I was playing the piano, and one of the songs I learned, and I felt like people were dancing around it, like weird. I just felt footprints, and then when I stopped playing,
Yeah.
everything stopped because the woods are. I mean, the floors are wood, so you can feel it.
Okay.
And but
You're-
yeah, but there was something upstairs that I wanted. Like they blocked it off, and I look at the steps and I felt a presence up there. But
Yeah.
they didn't
Nice.
allow people to go up there because they had it was an event, so they want people running around the house,
Right.
at the
Yeah.
bottom
Those.
floor.
Oh,
But yeah, it would be good. I mean, because I mean, like it's a big property. She wanted to go. I think she said like maybe like the last week of July or something like that. I requested it off,
nice.
so I got the whole week off. But I told her how to get with y'all to see when y'all are available because that's what you guys had. I go, they just had a
Yeah.
baby, and
July. Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of July, I mean, we'll be down to
Yeah.
go. Definitely.
Yeah.
yeah. So she's gonna give me the date. Hopefully, I know she wanted to go with just the girls and
Yeah.
us, and then maybe some other people. I don't know who her other people are, but
Yeah.
but she
That's
told me
good.
whenever we're ready, and then we can do that as an investigation. We can see we pick up anything. But I'll keep you
Okay.
further in contact with that as far as the date goes. I know she told me sometime soon this month, but we'll figure
Okay.
it out.
We're game.
But
Yeah. That'd be a
yeah,
nice place for first time meetup for everybody.
yeah, and it'd be good for the St. Joan of Arc to get
Yeah.
that. Yep, and I'm
Oh,
loving the
definitely.
yeah, I'm
That's a
loving
hot
the
spot.
I'm loving that was I think you sent me that I think a picture right of the cards. Those were cool.
Oh yeah. 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 I just got them printed out and shipped in here. So we'll be.
Mhm.
I've already handed out plenty of them. So hopefully some
Yeah.
cases will come back.
Yeah.
And Dominica, you working on more the outfits?
Oh yes, of course. Fashion's everything.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Like if you have a chance, and I'll pay for it. Gotta get the trademark beanie for me.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I shipped in some more Saint Benedict patches for the shirts. We just got to put them on. So I got you a patch
Okay,
already.
You
awesome.
can put one on his beanie.
Yeah, it should go on the beanie.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Velcro, so it'll actually just go on there right away.
Yeah.
No need to sew anything on there. So mine will go on the shirts, and then I'll print out some pins or some enamel pins that we can wear like with regular clothing, stuff like that. So you can
Yeah.
always have an exorcism on
Yes.
you.
I was gonna ask you too for a big favor. Like my daughter, she's 18 now, so
Wow.
I wanted to start taking
Oh my
her
God.
into to a paranormal with us. Maybe not to the big heavy ones. Like we know the clients telling us like this is hardcore. Like it's
Right.
not. But she's 18. She's really gifted. She's empath. She's studying. Actually, she's studying witchcraft.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
God.
Uh,
remember you telling me that.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's really good with it. She's actually got in touch with her spirit guides. She's got a little and maybe I'll bring her next time whenever we go
Yeah.
hang out again. And she has a string. Well, what's a pendulum? And she holds it up like that, and you hold it just straight, like no weight, and the spirits will spin like in circles, saying "I love you," and they'll shift yes and then no.
Wow.
She's
Yeah, I've
she's
seen
done it.
that happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's done it
Oh,
already. She already got that gift of doing it. So she freaked me out the other day. She did it like I was like waking up in the morning. And she's like, "Dad, look what I did." And I'm here like double taking, like, "No, no, no, it's not working." And I get it, and it starts doing it for me. So I'm like real skeptic about it. But yeah, she's got it down. And
she's like her dad.
Yeah.
yeah,
I've seen
yeah,
it done once on an investigation.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
you told me.
yeah, we have video of it, but it's probably not going to come out. It was at the it was some investigation I think that you missed, right? There
yeah.
was
I
that
think
one.
so.
Yeah, that's where I saw it being used, and it's pretty accurate. That
Yeah,
type of method.
she's telling me a lot of stuff that like I mean we study a lot, like you we're more into like the universe. We meditate a lot. She meditates. We get answers. Like I get in contact with I got a ghost we call it a spirit guide named Ed. And what's weird art is that every time I use the ghost box, the one that I have on my phone, Ed always pops up. Ed.
Nice.
And my daughter told me that's my spirit guide. So he's been trying to reach out to me, but I haven't really connected with him. Because I've been just kind of doing my own thing. And also we connected with Archangel Michael,
All right.
Wow.
and the spirits are telling us that Archangel Michael is 9 feet tall.
All right.
That all angels are 9 feet tall. Like it's weird. Like I mean,
I picture them statuesque.
Yeah.
Like in my mind, I've
yes,
always thought they're very statuesque.
yeah, and
Or at least like,
they're around. Like they're around me and my daughter. Like Archangel, and it's weird because check this out, Art. I was always thinking about Archangel Michael because, of course, my name's Michael, right? And I always had that warrior heart where it's like I always defend, I always fight for what's good.
yeah,
Always. Like when it's negative, I fight. Like I fight for y'all. With Mike. It's. I feel like it's my duty. You know, it's just who I am.
I
And
appreciate you going back for me on that one. That's one person I just don't give a damn about anymore.
yeah, and that's kind of like where I feel. And it's weird because like I've been trying to get in contact with him, and I've been getting these signs. Like I would see pictures on him on Facebook, like just a random picture of Mark Ranger Michael. And then one day I was at work and I see this rolled up, like those nice rosary cards they have, church. And I look on the floor and I'm like, I look down and I roll it up and it's a picture of Archangel Michael. Like I've been seeing them
Awesome.
all over the place. And then my daughter told me he's around you. He's like he's around us. Like he's always there. You just haven't really connected.
that is so awesome.
So yeah,
Wow.
I always feel protected. I think that's why I never get scared during the investigations. Like when we come home, I never feel like something's attached to me. I always feel protected. And but
That's how
yeah,
with strength,
Yeah.
yeah,
with
and
faith.
like you guys got protection. You guys have angels around you. I don't know if you guys know that, but you guys do have it. You
We
know,
do. It's kind of hard to believe, but we do feel them from time to time,
Hmm.
and we also know when they're not around, and then things get a little lonely. But that's where your faith has to kick in.
Yes,
yeah,
we feel it both ways
Yeah.
when we have it and when we don't. Through different emotions and moments.
yeah,
Right.
definitely. And everything runs off vibes, like
Yeah.
energy. It's like when you feel
Oh
it.
yes.
And like when I went to y'all's house, and I appreciate y'all for welcoming me in, because like I'm a lonely guy. I don't really I'm the guy that walks alone, so I don't really have too many, it's just me and my daughter and but I really don't have like a big social. And it's not because I don't, it's just I just don't really. I'm just like that. I'm an introverted kind of guy. But when I went to his house, man, I felt it, man. It felt real loving, man. Like it was just kind of
Oh,
like it's good.
that's good.
Thank you.
Like you guys have a beautiful family, like it's there. Like I felt it, and it's just like I want that one day, hopefully.
Yes.
Right now I'm
Yeah.
to my rebel stage where I'm just alone, so but it's just like you guys got that. Like you guys are like the perfect example of a beautiful family, and I just want you to I didn't tell you that, but you guys and
Thank you. That's
Thank you very
sweet.
much.
That's
Yeah.
very sweet of you.
yeah, and with your baby and everything, oh my god, it just like
Yeah, the new baby girl.
it's like if you painted a picture of a perfect family, if I were to paint it, it'd be y'all.
I don't know
Ah,
about perfect.
Yeah.
We
But
have we're normal folk. We
Yeah.
we get mad at
yeah.
each other,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
but I'm really touched, Mike. Thank you for the compliments, and
Yeah.
I'm a bit
Thank you.
humbled.
Yeah, you guys are blessed to have
We
good
appreciate
friends, man. You guys got like Kenneth and Chris, and you guys got that gift of like you just attract good people, you know, and you just
You have
have that.
us too.
You
And you're
have
good
us.
Yeah,
people.
we got
You're
you,
good
man.
people too.
Yeah.
So,
And I do. It's weird. I attract air like good people and sometimes weird people. It's weird. It's just like I don't know how I do it. I just do it. It's weird because when I go in, it's like I kind of that guy that puts the hood on his face and walks in, and no one knows to see him, but you still see him. It's like
yeah,
I try to be that shadow that just wants to go in and out, but
Yeah.
somehow people recognize me, like and but you guys got all these like great people around you. You got a good surrounding. And that's good. I mean,
Thank
especially
you.
with the whole fashion thing. With like
yeah.
your mother agent, right, Larry, and I see the comments, and man, it's beautiful, man. Like people, you guys are like well known, and that's a good thing.
Thank you.
Thank you a lot. Appreciate
We
that.
appreciate that. We
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
try to treat others the way we would want to be treated, and
Yes.
with love and respect. So
yeah. Well, we
that
try to
goes a long way.
do a lot for other people. You know, and try to help them in any way we can. We're
Mhm.
never out there helping people for something in return. We do it,
Mhm.
for the with. It's not about the reward, the
Mhm.
external reward. It's just that we just naturally like to help
Mhm.
others, and
Unselfishly.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that
Mm.
people see that. You can tell when a person has negative intentions, and we always
Mhm.
come with pure intentions.
Yeah. And that's
Yep.
important because when we do go on investigations, we take that love and we take that strength with us as protection.
Yes, and
That's
that's
important.
that's that's like you perfectly nailed it. Like, we talked about that in future podcasts with I think it was Keith Bailey too. He talked about that. You never want to go out there negative. That's why some MPS days I didn't go because I had that. Because work is stressful. It's
Oh yeah.
actually it hasn't been too kind
Yeah,
to me
yeah,
lately. So
That'll do it.
yeah. So like I'm at the point right now at my job where like I might even I don't know like I was gonna tell you about it, but like I had my new boss. I can't get with them. I think we talked about it, Art. But
yeah.
like we we
It's like,
we we had a actually had a talk today. We had a big meeting and it didn't
oh,
go as planned. Like he's the kind of guy that just sticks to his gun. So it was a stalemate. It's kind of like you okay. You have your thing. I have my thing. But like I said, I'm a fighter too. And I don't like negativity. So it was kind of like, well, I guess we're just gonna keep it this way. But I'm already at that point where like I think I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to look for another job. Like I just can't deal with it. I can't deal with negativity anymore. Because I try to move up, but I feel like they're holding me down, and I'm a type of guy that I just can't be held down. Like I
yeah,
refuse. And
We understand.
yeah.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what
We
it's
So
like.
relate.
yeah, so that's why I'm worried. Like that's why I asked Art for advice. I was like, Art, what do you think I should do? Because like I said, I don't have too many people I can run to. And you told me talk to HR, and I did, and it's still not going as planned. But I don't know, like I've really, prayed about it and spoke to the higher ups, and
Yeah,
I don't know. They even my daughter tells me like she talked to Sprigga and she's like, Dad, you need to go. You need to go and find your happiness. Like in other words, like you're gonna lose. Yeah, you may lose that opportunity there, but it opens doors for a greater.
Right.
And
yeah.
Exactly.
Just exhaust everything you can before you decide to move on. That way, once you move on, there's no looking back. You won't
Yeah.
be like, maybe I could have done this or I should have done that.
You'll feel good and
Yeah,
confident.
leave with damn well knowing that you will not look back.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's where I'm at that point right now where like I feel like I gave it 3 years. I gave it my all. I didn't call in for so I gave it the best thing I can. It's just it's sad that people don't see it. They don't see true potential.
Yeah,
I'm at that point where like I'm already like I know
You're
my
preaching to the choir.
yeah
I know
yeah
what that's
so
like.
We
I
know.
I know my worth, so it's like it's kind of ready to move forward, and I'm already at that point. But I want to concentrate more on podcasts, more on Ghost. Like man, I've been so obsessed. Like I've been wanting to go bad. Like
Yeah, we have
Yes.
been too, man. We were dying. I did a couple mini investigations after some photo shoots because the area is generally
yeah
haunted. The one I do the majority of the work in, and so there's an old spirit out there. His name is Dirty Otis, and he was really mad that day. He really didn't want to talk. At first, he was like, who was there, and then I was like, hey, it's me, Dirty Otis. I don't call him Dirty, I just call him Otis.
yeah
And I'm like, it's me, and then somebody else tried to come through the spirit box, and he got mad, and he changed the frequency on the spirit box. It just completely changed, and what he was doing was blocking out the other spirits from talking to him. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna split, and I was like, it's time to go. And then that's when the frequency changed to back to its normal,
yeah
going through the channels, and that's when I just packed up my gear and said goodbye. And that was the last time I had talked to Otis. So, but I need to go back out there because it's just right up the street. With,
yeah. You know what was weird too? That reminds me. I was me and the girls were trying to do. We've been trying to do a podcast. Like, we did it the first time. And it was really good. We were trying to do a second one, and I think it was Jennifer. Forgot her name. There's two Jennifers, Reuter, and then there's the one. But the second one, um, she is weird. Like we were trying to talk like we're talking now, but a
Yeah.
voice was coming through. Like it was
Wow.
crazy. It was like because she was telling me that her house is active, and she told me that it happened before we did our podcast. Like the thing was like 2 nights before. They always like to get together and they kind of do like just chat. Like hey, let's just get on Zoom and hang out. And they're trying to
So
get in
fun.
Jennifer's and this voice kept coming through, and I heard it. It was like if you're talking, it sounds like it's a speaker problem, but you can hear it go like it's speaking. And I
Oh,
heard a
God.
name come out. It said Jennifer. It was like, all right, Jennifer. I was like, what? And then every time she would speak, every time she left her mic on, like if she went to the room, she left the mic on, that thing kept coming. It kept speaking, but it sounded rambling, like, but you can hear like a voice, like, and it'll say like,
Get some holy water.
Yeah.
yeah. And she started messing in the room, but yeah, I was picking up some crazy frequency, like I don't know what it was. And then I was thinking maybe it's my mic,
Yeah.
so we all muted
Okay.
and fine with mine, fine with them. And then she had hers on, it was going crazy. Then she muted hers, then it stopped. And then so me, Sydney, and the other Jennifer were talking. We had no interruptions. But when she would put it back on, that thing would just go crazy. And I was like, wow. And so she was
Wow.
telling me it's happened the second time with her. So that's
Perhaps
weird.
maybe there's an attachment or something. Something
Yeah,
happened.
I think so. I know she was. I know they know how to sage their house and stuff. So she was doing like kind of what Kayla used to do, with that.
Yeah.
I would call it mighty joint 'cause it looked like a big joint to me. That's what I would call it.
Yeah, it does. If you've never smelled
Yeah.
burnt sage before, you can get confused real quick.
Right.
Yeah, she would get mad when I do that. I go, oh, mighty joint, let's go. And she'd be like, no, it's not. I'm like, okay, but yeah, she was doing that, and but yeah, that's what I forgot to tell you. I was like, that was good to you right after we got off. I was gonna be like, hey, Art, guess what came up? I was so excited. I was like, oh man, this crazy stuff coming up, but totally forgot about it. But yeah, that was coming through, and I was like,
That's
wow, I
insane.
think I still have the recording. I'm gonna look it up. If I have it, I'll send it to you. And I want you to make sure maybe it is frequency. It possibly is, but I
Yeah,
heard
because
a
it can
few
sound
names.
different to
Yeah.
different people.
I mean, I can
Yeah.
analyze it. I can put it through the computer and run it 6 different ways, and,
Yeah,
and it'll
because
tell me whether or not we've got a electronic problem or not.
yeah, because it sounded like I know I heard a few names called out, like it said Jennifer, and
Wow.
then like when I was blowing into it, I was going like that on mine, and it was going no, no. I was like, what the heck?
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so a few things came out. It said a few names, and it actually mentioned a few things that they were doing, and I was like, oh, okay. So, but we didn't really get to record because like it was a lot of muting, a lot of muting. We didn't really get to have the show after all, so
Yeah.
we had to cut it short. But after a while, I was just like, we're gonna do it again, hopefully. But yeah, she was telling me that it's her house is active.
I
Insane.
know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we have some EVPs from the Minger Hotel when we stayed there from last September,
Mhm.
and we listened to them at that night, and I thought I heard a couple, EVPs come through, but I had the recorder up to my ear, and I analyzed them again the next day, and I didn't hear anything, so I put them away. And I'll do this from time to time. I'll always go back. I'll have a schedule. I'll say, okay, reanalyze this in 6 months,
Mhm.
and I usually have some
Okay.
better software. And it was just that time, I'm flipping through my calendar. It says analyze Minger Hotel EVPs again. And this time, with the software, I was able to pull out some pretty clear EVPs from there, and it's loaded with them. And I didn't realize how massive the responses were that night. And had I known that, we would have been able to ask more better questions because we would have the responses that we
Yeah.
needed.
We didn't know back then.
Yeah, so it's interesting that we did hear some good EVPs. There's 2 sessions, and I'll break them down, and then I'll post them when I get a chance. But that was from I think it was September the 14th. It was my birthday when we stayed at the Minger
Oh,
Hotel.
okay.
We had a lot going
Last
on.
September.
We had like 3 different events going on that day. We had a
Yes.
photo shoot for the film, which we did in the hotel room.
Yeah.
Then we had my party that I didn't know about because
Surprise birthday party.
I got scared to smithereens. We were filming for Kenneth's Laura's Fate promotion, so we went outside
Yeah.
the Minger Hotel.
That's
So
for my show.
yeah, so while we're filming for Masterminds to promote Laura's Fate, everybody goes into my hotel room and pretends to trash it. And so I'm coming back up to the hotel room, and I open the door and it's all trashed, and I'm like, oh my God, all my equipment, and
Yeah.
then
He was having a heart attack. He was like,
I went to the back room to check where my gear was, and that's when everybody jumped out and they're like, "Happy birthday!"
Yeah,
And
they're all, surprise.
I went I went down for the count, man. I went straight down on my knees, dude. I was like, "Oh my
We did.
god!"
I thought we had killed him.
You know. And then with everybody in the room, I was like, "Hey, let's do an EVP session." And everybody's like, "No, no." So we waited till everybody left, and
Yeah.
then we did the EVP session.
They were chickens, so we waited till they left and then we did it.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of people know that have my podcast now, and they're like, "You're not scared, Mike. You're not scared." And
They
some are
always
like,
are.
"Yeah," they're like, Mike, oh, you're not bringing anything with you." I'm like, "Oh, yeah." A lot of people are still scared of it. Like
Yes.
I tell them like, "It's VP." No, 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 no. They get freaked out. Or I tell them, "Hey, I got this video. You want to check it out?" No, 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 no. They don't want to look at it.
Yeah, it's well,
Yeah.
the more exposed you get to it, the more hardened you get, and the less you fear. So it's pretty new to some of these folks, but they'll always have that fear. It's the unknown, for them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
And
and
you know
for us,
what's
we're looking for it.
yeah, and what's weird is that when I did that podcast with John Delgado, he's a San Antonio native. He's been doing it forever. I think it's like 20 something years, and he went to Bob Mackey's world, and I've never seen that, and that's where
Yeah,
I want to go. Like I want us to go there. Like we need to go out there one day, and because I
yeah.
know that is so bad. Like it's
We need
haunted
some
there.
evidence.
Yeah.
That's like you're gonna get evidence. Like that one you got to be well prepared spiritually, mentally, everything. You just
Yeah.
can't go in there and be like, hey, let's just go hang out, and
That's
yeah, it's
That's
like the
real
real
stuff.
deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
and well, I know he had a video and he showed me one where you just see that. If you look at the podcast, you see like that shadow, like he just saw it move. What you can see the eye just move across the room. That's where the thing they call it the portal to hell, which is the
Yeah.
well where they used to dump the bodies when they would sacrifice them. And what's crazy, during the podcast, he kept telling me he heard he kept hearing a woman's voice while we were talking. Now, what's funny is that I didn't hear it, right? But once I took my headsets off and we were done, I heard something go, hi, like right on my freaking ear. And it was just a woman's voice.
That's nice.
It's like right here. And I went, oh crap. Like, and I felt that presence, right? I was like, wow.
Yeah.
But the only reason why woman came through, because in my house, you know how when someone's in your apartment, right? Like let's say if Dominica took off, right, and you're home just sleeping, taking a nap, she walks in, you already know it's her, right? Because you already feel her presence. You already know, okay, it's the wife. She's home, right? You don't have nothing. You have to sleep. You don't have to get up. You can just, okay. Well, it was kind of like that when I was doing the podcast. During it, something kept telling me someone's in your house. I just kept feeling weird, and I know my dad, his footsteps, and I know when people I kept hearing another voice, so I knew they had a friend over, right? Well, that lady that came over, she spent the night because she's from church. She's my dad's church. So I think we had a storm the other day, and I think the tree hit like her house. So they're remodeling it. So she was gonna have like an open roof, right, until the next day. So my dad had her over with with his wife, and they had her spend the night. So she stayed over, and something kept telling me that lady's mother came through. Like that mother followed her. So that lady that said hi to me was her mom,
Wow.
trying to communicate with her.
Oh my God.
That's what I saw. Like real quick when I kind of like blanked out, I kind of went into this little vision phase, like daydreamed, and I just saw
Yeah.
like an old woman, and that was her mom trying to communicate with her. And then when she left, everything's gone. Like I didn't feel no presence of anything. But yeah, her mom came through. That's when that remember that EVP that we did with the ghost, the Dead Seekers. Remember that where I showed. Remember I showed you that little video where it went. That lady was laughing
Yeah.
because they brought it over. Something
Yeah.
followed them.
Dang. Yeah, I remember analyzing that and putting it together, and I still get a little bit of chills every now and then.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
see, and I'm a firm believer in like, um, you gotta watch who you bring to your house. You know,
Yes.
like if your instincts tell you, even if the guy can look normal, but you feel like I don't know, man, there's something about that guy, that person. You gotta be
Mm.
careful, because they bring attachments, and
Yeah.
sometimes those attachments can stick around. And I'm not saying they're gonna stay there, but they can linger there for a little bit. And but yeah, that's what happens to me a lot. Like I'll know when something's here. Like we have a little girl that lives here in our house. I don't know where
Yes.
she came from,
Yeah.
and my daughter already met her. Like she's called out to my daughter. I seen her in a vision. I seen she goes to my daughter's room, and it's weird because like if you go to my daughter's room, you'll feel it. She likes playing with the toys. My daughter kept all her toys when she was a baby,
Yeah.
and she's in there. And I remember one time I walked in like 4 in the morning. I had to go to the bathroom. I get up, I see her room light on. I'm like, what the hell? I get over there and I'm thinking my daughter's not playing in that room. I look in there and there's nothing there, but I can sense that little girl. And I saw this vision where she just like walked and went in there and turned on the light just to play. So I told her, you can stay here and play, but the light's got to be off. So I shut the light off. I
I
walk
remember
up.
you telling us that.
Yeah, and I walk and the light didn't turn on. Like she's respectable, but she comes and goes. She's never there. She's only there, I don't know, whenever she feels like it. But when she wants to be noticed, she'll know. Because sometimes like right here, I'm talking behind my back seat. I feel like something's running behind me,
Wow.
like a little girl, like someone's running, like little footprints running.
A
And
kid running around.
yeah, and she'll be here because I got a big room. So like my bed's over here, and my daughter sleeps in my room. So like sometimes we'll see a shadow like right by the window, like she's right
Man,
there. So my
Oh,
daughter's seen it. My daughter's like, Dad, I just saw a shadow. I go, yeah, I know, I see it too. Like it just moves. Like, or sometimes they'll sit there and watch me sleep. Like, but it's something bad. It's just like it's there.
do you think she died there previously? Like
I,
previous owners?
honestly I don't know anything. I haven't really got in contact with her. Maybe I should, but I mean my mom passed away here at the house. She died of breast cancer, so she
yeah,
died here.
Yeah.
I know she's here because I could smell her perfume.
Mhm.
She appeared to my daughter when she was what, like 10, I believe. And it's weird because like this is during the day. My daughter used to be in her room all by herself, and she would just be playing there watching TV. And she just came up to me and told me, "Hey, Dad." She's like, "Dad, I just saw Grandma." I'm like, what the heck? Like, and but she saw my mom like in a young age, like in her 20s or 30s,
That's
and
awesome.
she's all like, "Yeah, I just saw her right now." I'm like, and I'm here like, what? She's like, "Yeah, I saw her." Like, she saw her in full human form. There was no
Wow.
silhouette. There was nothing creepy. And she just told my daughter like, I'm okay. And see, my daughter would have a lot of dreams about her. She's like, oh, I had a dream about grandma that we were playing. She tells me I love you. She tells me I'm always gonna be here for you. And then she saw her one time. She appeared to her like right in her room, like I love you. I'll be here, like regular person, like if she was alive. And
That's
then
awesome.
and we never seen her since. But like she comes around when she wants to. And then Katrina Cooper, she was at the Black Swan Inn. She was a lady that does psychic. If you look her up on Facebook, she'll pop up. And she did a reading, and I was real skeptical. Right? I was like, okay, I want to see if she's legit, right? I go down there, and she nails it to the bone. She like she tells me, Mike, I see all this smoke, and I see these people, and she describes my house. She describes my mom's room. Where currently it's the same thing. She's like, your mom is this. She looks like she has your daughter named Ari, right? And I'm like, that's my daughter's name. And she's like, yeah, she's happy with her, but she's worried about her because she's not like doing what I want her to do. I want her to be more attached to you, and you need to make sure she's not negative. And then she told me, and she talked about the smoke, and I'm here telling her, well, who's with her around the smoke, like who's next to my mom. She goes, there's two guys. There's one, her older brother. And I'm like, yes. And she was like, her older brother and her sister-in-law. And she's like, they're with her. And see, my uncle, which is her older brother, my mom's older brother, he used to smoke a lot. I got to know him. So he was a chain smoker, like hardcore. Him and his
Yeah.
wife, they smoke all the time. So they both died of lung cancer later in life. When I was about a teenager, they're already, I think I was before I was out of high school, they already passed on. But so she described him. She said that smoke is she's with with your uncle, her older brother, and her sister-in-law.
uh,
I was like, whoa, like, and I go, is there anything else? Like, she related a message to Katrina to tell my daughter, like, stay in school, be closer to your dad, embrace your gift, don't think about boys. She told her stay away from boys, and make sure that she's focused on her and on the good things. Man, I mean, even Kayla and Mike, Mike is real skeptic, man. They went down there and they came back crying. Like, so yeah, she's legit. Like, but yeah, she told her. So we saw that happen, and it's weird because like the knocking my daughter would hear sometimes in her room, that was my mom calling her.
That's awesome.
She told her that. She's like, I could ask her the knock. Go, my daughter here's knocking. She's like, oh, that's your mom. That's your mom talking to her, like getting her attention. See, because
Yeah.
my daughter's already a woman, so like she don't have, because when kids are younger, they have that third eye open. They can see things. But once you get older, you're more I guess what I call is programmed. Like, you don't pay attention. You're just with life. You're just doing
Right.
your thing. You don't really focus on your real gifts. And so that window closes. So now my daughter is trying to open that up. And but all that is, your spirit guides trying to get to you. God is trying to speak through you. And yeah, so that was really cool. That was a cool experience.
That's awesome.
Speaking of knocking, we've heard some of that going on here, and I'll let Dominica tell you because she's the one who originally found it, and she's the one who came and got me. So
So the other night, well, I have a newborn baby. So for those of you out there that don't know, I have an 8-week-old baby girl. So I'm up all night, all hours, and I was feeding her at night in the middle of the night. I guess, I don't know, what time was it? Do you remember?
I did the video at 4:32 a.m.
Okay. So yeah, late in the middle of the night, and I would put my daughter down, and then I heard noise. So I went out, from my bedroom into the living room area. Actually, where our dining room is, where our table was right there, and then we have the patio door.
Yeah.
So I went to go make another bottle in the kitchen, and then I heard a noise, and I was like, "Oh, what is that?" So I turn around and I'm looking and I'm thinking, well, maybe one of my kids got up, they're doing something, but I was like, well, it's the middle of the night, and nobody was there. So then I walked, as I heard the noise, it was like, almost like
Yeah.
at first I couldn't tell. It sounded like a woodpecker or something
Yeah.
that, but then it kind of sounded like somebody was trying to knock. So I couldn't tell. And so I was trying to follow with my ears. And then that's when it led me to the patio door. So where the patio door is, there's wall and then there's a big window right there. And the noise was coming from like right in the middle. So the wall area, not the window, not the patio door, but like that middle part. So right away, I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, someone's trying to break in. So I go wake him up and I'm like, hey, get up, get up. And he's all like, what's up? What's going on? And so I'll let you take from that part.
I get up and I walk over to the door, and there's this like constant tapping. It's not doesn't have a rhythm. It's not in threes. It's just like maybe in two, in groups of two, and it keeps going on. And it sounds like if you have a water line in your house and that
Yeah.
water starts, and then you'll hear that tapping of the water line from the tension that the water creates, or the pressure, and that's what it sounds like. But there's no water line there, not at
No.
all. And so this is happening right in front of me, and I'm staring at it, and I look through the blinds, and I'm checking out there, turn the lights on.
Yeah.
And it's not the only thing we've heard in this area. I've gotten up nights and I've heard other things. But this is going on right in front of me. And I've got enough time to where I go back to my side of the bed, I grab my phone, and I start shooting video, and it stops tapping. And only at the end of the video does it, like I said, well, I want to cut this video off because nothing's happening. And I get about 2 taps on my video at the end of it, and then it just completely stops.
Yeah.
And then I stand there and I wait, and I'm like, there's nobody out there. This tapping has stopped for a significant amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I go back, and as soon as I lay down, there's tapping again. And then we heard it again. And then the following day, I heard it. So I know Dominica didn't notice it at first. She was walking around. I'm sitting there at my desk, and I'm just listening to this tapping. And Dominica's walking in, and she's talking to me, and I'm staying very quiet because I want to see, what the environment's going to bring. I'm not telling anybody what's going on. I'm trying to, run a small investigation in my armchair, if you will. And I'm like, hey, did you not hear that tapping? After a while, and she didn't hear it. So it's still going on. And I've checked the door. I've checked for shifting in the frame, and there's nothing there. And this is happening at night. So we want to get some more evidence of it. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it means. I don't know what kind of message is being sent.
Yeah.
But I will say it's not the first time I've heard something on the patio. I have an angel out there, and I have a turtle. Those are kind of like my favorite statues. But the turtle's metal, so it's full of rust, and I like that type of look.
Yeah.
And some nights, it's actually an old ashtray from when I used to smoke from, like, 12 years ago. But I just kept it there because it's a nice garden item, and I can hear it move at night, and I'll get up in the middle of the night and I'll go right over there, and I never see anybody out there, or I feel like the statue moves. You know how you can hear brick
Yeah.
against concrete, and I feel like my angel's moving, and I'll check, and there's never anything out there. And now that has stopped, and we've moved into tapping on the outside, but it is coming from the outside, not the
Yeah.
inside though. So
Yeah.
whatever, if it is paranormal in nature, it can't enter here.
Yeah.
It's stuck on the outside.
The funny thing is, I was feeling, I was feeling like there was something here in the apartment. So previously, the night before, I had gone through the whole house. He was asleep, but I blessed the whole house. I got my holy water and I went from room to room to room and said some prayers and put holy water everywhere. The following night is when that happened, when the tapping started, when the noise started. So it was just a little odd, I don't know, it's weird. I told him, I said, maybe, like, almost I feel like something's trying to get our attention and say, hey, and send a message, but I don't know. I don't know what the message is or what.
So this all started with when the baby was born, when you brought her home, or this is
Uh,
before?
just about 2 weeks ago.
This is recent.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's already 8 weeks.
Yeah.
8 weeks.
And the moving of the statue, or what I hear could be the statue or my turtle, has been going on for at least since January. Since we
Since
got.
January.
Yeah, I feel like I'm asleep, and I'll hear it, and like I said, I'll go out there and I'll check, and nothing. And it's gotten annoying to the point where I'll crack open that door before I even look out that window, and I would just go out there and be like, somebody steal my angel and my turtle. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But it's right there, right where I left it. And then I noticed, I did notice that my turtle was on the opposite side of the angel one day, and I moved it back, and it stayed there ever since. And I'll go and ask the kids, like, hey, anybody move the stuff? And everybody thinks they're in trouble, and I'm like, I just want to know if you move the stuff. So I don't know. So I know, and no, nobody touches the angel and the turtle, So we put some markings there to see if it moves away. So that's about as good as we can get, because I don't have a camera out there.
So have you thought about maybe doing an investigation? Like, what time is it? Like, what's the time in the morning that happens? Like 4, 3?
Between 2 and 4.
I would say,
4.
yeah.
Those particular
Between
hours.
2 and 4.
Now, it's not like the 3 o'clock or 3 a.m.
No.
that everybody always.
No, it's
says.
not not that hour.
It's usually like right after 2 a.m. It's pretty consistent between 2 and 4.
Yeah.
When we start hearing those things.
So like you'll hear it almost every night, right? So like you know for sure, like, oh, we might hear it tonight.
Yeah. And I've actually sat at my desk
at night.
I'll be editing overnight, and I'll hear something right by the window, which is where my desk sits. If you saw right where the table is, that's the edge of the window, and that's where the angel is on the outside. And I'll hear something there, and I'll look on the edge of my desk to see if it's one of our cats, because they like to slip in between the curtains and sleep on the ledge.
Yeah.
Especially at night, because it gives them that cool, warm, weird space. And there's no cat there, and I'll go and I'll check, and I'll usually find the cats in the bed. So I'll hear something there. I just need to catch it.
Yeah.
But it's a little nerve-wracking when it's your own home,
Yeah, it definitely. And and it's weird because like it was weird that you say that, because you know how when I left your house, right, and I walked, it's weird that I felt like there was people looking at me. Like, like when I walked and I'm walking with the moon, right, and that, like, and I'm just fasting with the moon. I'm just like, dude, that's the light, right? And I'm walking, not even caring, right? I'm just going to my car, and then I just felt like someone would like watching me, like, but it wasn't just one. It felt like it was like a lot of like people. Like I was walking in a crowd of people,
Oh my God.
and I just felt something about that land, something about that area. I don't know what it is, just something about this area that attracts me to like there's something there.
We should look up the history.
Yeah, this little area, it's a flooded area. It used to flood. Everything's fixed now.
Yeah.
but it's got the lake and everything, and it wouldn't surprise me, if there was an older reservation here, at one point in time, because this is the area for it. Just 2 miles north is Helotes, and I've got plenty of stories for there. I've been there when it gets dark. I've been there
Yeah.
overnight. And
Yeah.
there's been some funny stories there.
Yeah, that's and I didn't feel it bad, but it felt, I don't know what it is. Like it just caught my attention. Like when I'm walking, I'm here like looking around and I'm thinking like, I don't know, there's something about this area. I just don't know what it is, but something's telling me something.
Hmm.
But I'm not scared. Like I'm not, I walked and I was walking slow, until you caught up with me because I had forgot my wire. And
Yeah,
but like I was looking and I was like, I don't know what it is, man. I go, but I just feel something about this. It just doesn't feel not bad, but it just feels like there's something alive here.
Hmm.
There's something here. I just don't know what it is. But I didn't pay attention too much of it. I was like kind of tired and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna go home, whatever. But I
Yeah.
just felt it real quick. It was just like, yeah, there's something about this. And I go, I don't know, but I go, maybe I'll ask Art later next time about it. I go, but
Yeah.
I didn't really
yeah,
pay attention to it. I mean, as far as, but I knew there was something here in that area. And I was thinking, I don't know, maybe it is. It could be a lot of things. I mean, like I don't know the history. I was like, it could just be
Mhm.
random spirits walking around. I don't know.
yeah. That and there's an owl. It frequents here every 1 or 2 years. It does come. It's huge. We've seen it out there in the trees one night, and it's out there hooting. Back in, it was nighttime, winter when it was last year.
Mhm.
That owl is huge, and it would come out there in that tree, and it
Yeah.
perch itself right out there in the tree, right where our window was, and then it would move away to another tree that was a little bit higher, but it would always land at our tree first before it taken out. I haven't seen it. I am expecting it this winter. This winter, I'm going to keep an eye out for it. So,
It's weird because like most people would think it's a lechusa. I don't know if
Oh
you heard
no.
about that.
well, I don't think
Yeah,
this is the Lechusa. It's just probably a spooky
yeah,
ass owl.
yeah. Everybody would think that. Because I know where I used to live at with my ex, uh, off of Pecan Valley. If you know where that is around here, it's like
Yeah,
towards like Highlands area, Mercury Mall area where I used to be,
yeah,
and that the area we lived at was real nice. And it was but it was like across the street from K Chang Elementary, but like our house didn't have a street light. So it was dark. Like, it was real nice, and I used to love it there because it had a big tree, and me and my ex would sit down and just hang out, and we would talk, and we'd spend some time with each other, right? When we were looking at the stars and everything. And I remember one time my buddies would come over, and I had a pool table at that time, so we'd come over and they would drink and we'd just have fun, right? And one day my friend likes to smoke, right? So he didn't like to smoke in my house because he was respectful, right? So he's like, no, I'll smoke in the front, we'll just talk. And I remember one time I went in we were out there talking, and then I had to go use the bathroom, right? I was like, hey, I'll be right back. I had one too many beers, right? So I went to the bathroom, and I come out, and we have the door open. It's a screen door. I have my wooden door open, and he's out there, and I see him just like throwing a rock at something, and he's cussing at it. And I'm here like, what the heck is this guy drunk already? Like, come on, like he's this his third beer. Like, no way. He's a big dude. He's a big guy. I was like, I know this guy could drink more. So he's throwing rocks and he's cussing in Spanish, right? And I'm here like, hey, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you watching? Look, it's dark. And he's like, you got a lechusa right on right. And I'm here like, where? He's like, it's right over the. And I swear to God, I see this big owl, like right on my tree, right on my front yard. Like you step in the door, it's right there. I'm like,
Oh,
what the hell was that? And it's weird because like you see the wood, but you see its head like sticking up like like that.
oh my
yeah,
And
God.
then it goes in like that. And I'm like, what the
Ugh.
hell? And he's like, because the old tradition was if you saw a lechusa, you had to cuss it out and you know get it away from you. Like that's the only way you get rid of it. I don't know if that's like legit or not, but that's kind of what people would say. So he was cussing at it and he threw rocks at it, and then so I started throwing rocks at it. Because I had my family. I was like, oh hell no, I'm not gonna have this thing here.
yeah,
So
You're like,
and
"Candy."
my kids are like, my daughter was only what 4, no 6 I think, and my youngest was a year. So I was like, get out of here. So I was throwing it, and then it went, and then my friend, he wasn't scared, so we threw a rock at it, and it was crazy because like it flew into one of these trees that had real thin leaves. Like you can look. You don't have to go inside and do this. You can like actually just like look in, and you'll see it. It flew in there, and what happened is that it disappeared. Like if it would have went in there and we're throwing rocks in there, so it would have went like would have made like and you
Right.
would have seen it take off and then it would have knocked all the leaves off.
Especially if it's that
Yeah.
big.
Yeah, and it flew and it went in there. And I'm here like, whoa, my friend's like, I told you, he's telling me because I was like, I don't believe it, dude. It's just a stupid owl. He's like, no, dude, it's a lechuza. It flew in there, never came out. And I'm over
Yeah.
here like, whoa, like I'm sleeping with like I'm freaking out, right? I'm here like, oh shit. So he goes, oh, don't worry, Mike. I'll spend the night here. Just I'll sleep in the couch. Just say, go sleep in the room, and if it comes up, we're gonna we're gonna fuck it up. Like, don't worry about it. I got you. And he calls his brother, and his brothers are like, they're gangster, like they're in and out of jail. They're hardcore, like hardcore Chicanos, right? He's like, hey, bring your shotgun. And he brings a shotgun. His brother
Right.
comes and brings his shotgun. And
Wow.
he's like, why, and he's like, because he saw the two sides. Like, all right, so we had a shotgun in the house, and he's like, if this
Like
shit
he knows
pops
don't
up,
mess around.
yeah, he's like, if you shoot this thing pops up, I'm gonna shoot it. Like he told me, I'm gonna shoot it. Well, it never came around, right? We slept, whatever, nothing. We heard nothing. But what's weird is that whenever you hear like see Lechusa in the neighborhood, it's because someone's cursed. Like someone's doing witchcraft. Like someone has been cursed. So what's weird is the next day, we totally forgot about it, right? My ex is like, all right, whatever. We don't want to think about it, right? We're just like, all right, everything went well, it's gone. Next thing we hear is that the people two houses down, they got busted for drugs and everything. But the girl in there that got busted with them because that was his girlfriend, she was doing witchcraft. So
Oh,
it's like that Lechusa was already marking it's like I guess marking like a curse. Like someone sent it to them, and then the next day they get arrested. Like it was kind of like a bad juju thing, they put a
Yeah.
spell on them. Like I hope they get
wow.
arrested and that's why my friend told me the reason why you saw Lechusa there is because someone got cursed or someone is like doing witchcraft. And sure enough, those guys got arrested because they were doing drugs. And it's weird because like we didn't see no like drug dealers. It's not like the movies where you see like drug dealers go in there with their fancy cars. It was just a regular guy, but
Yeah.
he had meth or something. Like he had a meth lab in his freaking house. I was like,
Wow.
whoa! And the cops, I mean, a lot of cops came too. Like, like one cop, there was like a paddy wagon of cops, like a paddy wagon, and like five cops. They like literally surrounded, blocked off our neighborhood.
Damn.
Like, like that's how. Like we were coming back from eating. It was me and the kids and my wife. We used to go eat a lot, so we came back and we're like, is that our house? Is it blocked off? And they blocked off, but the cops let us in because they're like, well, we live there, like that's our house. And they're like, okay, so let us in. They blocked the neighborhood off, and because the guy had guns too, he had weapons,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
they busted him. It was like him and like two friends and his girlfriend. But my friend told me that these like that girl in there because he knew her through high school. He's like, that girl that got arrested. He's like, I went to high school with her. I'm like, oh really? He's like, yeah. He goes that crazy girl is the one that used to do witchcraft. It's like she was doing it when she was young. He's like, that's why the Chusa was over there. And see in that bush that I saw it go in there, that was the bush that had in their property.
They.
So when it flew in there, it
Yeah.
marked it. It said this
Ooh,
house is next, and it next day
dang.
all that shit happened. I was like, so yeah. So if you ever see one, like if you and you'll know,
No
you know,
thanks.
you don't want to see, but if you like bump into one, like or like like or like whatever, like you know that it's not saying it's coming for you, but someone in that neighborhood,
Mhm.
it's coming for somebody,
Yeah.
and
We like that way.
yeah. So yeah,
So
that was my
well,
first time ever seeing one, and last time I ever saw one.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah, I don't
man.
ever want to see it again. It was so scary. Like I'm not gonna lie, that thing was huge.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. It looked
I'd
like
find
it.
a rocket launcher and be like,
I don't
Yeah,
get
think
like
here.
I don't think the one in this area is a lettuce. I think it's
yeah,
just
it's enough because I was like, even if you look up harpies are big,
yes,
like,
they are.
and they look like they have a human head, but
Yeah.
That's
and
creepy.
you can mistake them as lechusas, but they're not. They're actually just big birds, like big freaking birds. And they had one at the zoo one time, and man, they're ugly. It was
Yeah.
like they have big wings and they hide like this and they stick their head out like that and they just oh creepy, creepy,
Oh,
creepy.
gross.
But that's kind of how this lechusa looked. But the way it moved, like you could tell it wasn't human, like it wasn't a bird. Like the way I saw it, it wasn't like you could tell it wasn't a bird. Like it wasn't from here. You can tell it was just something about it. When I looked at like directly at its face, it was
Yeah.
just staring down, looking at us, and it was just doing this, and it was like in and creaking out like that. Its neck went this
out.
high, like it just like it looked like Slender Man, like the neck just like that, and it went down like that, and when like this, my friend just throws a rocket in it, takes off, and you hear the you know the wings like that, like you heard it, like that's how
Yeah.
powerful they were, and
Yeah.
so yeah, that's something. Yeah, I don't ever want to see it, but yeah, that was one of the experiences I had. That's when you mentioned. I was like, ooh, I gotta tell them the story. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll see this one. Hopefully, I'll see it in December when it comes around in the winter.
You can see it. I don't want
But
to.
that's weird.
I'm not gonna let the kids out there,
Yeah.
Lock the
Right?
door.
take out a 300 millimeter lens, and I'll get a good photograph of it. That's
Yeah,
what I
that'd be
do.
nice. But that knocking, that's interesting. Like, man, I want to go check it out. Whenever you ever want to go, I'm down.
That
It's
was weird. Right when you
it's.
said knocking, we heard knocking. I'm not kidding.
I think.
I mean, our kids are out there, so I don't know
Yeah,
for sure.
but it
Yeah,
came from like that way, and the
that's
kids are
weird.
they came from that way, or was man.
Yeah.
Right when you
Yeah,
said
yeah,
knocking, there was knocking.
that freaked me out.
Like, promise.
That wasn't a water line either. Because a water line, if it's loose sometimes, which it has to have some relief from the pressure, it can sound like it's knocking. Like you ever turn on the faucet and you hear some tapping or something.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's like the water line, and like again, I know where the water lines are, so this yeah.
Okay.
All
Yeah. Is there?
right.
It may be something that maybe it's just trying to get it your attention, like you said. But I would only know because I'll have to be there. I can probably pick up and like I would love to go outside because I would love to see if I can see where it's directing.
Yeah, that's one of the things I don't do.
It's
I haven't ran any of the equipment in here.
no.
We can. I can't get a priest over here because of the current situation.
Yeah,
So it would be a
We're just trying to be cautious.
yeah.
exactly. Yes.
I mean, I've tested the spirit box. I've taken out. You got to make sure it works before you take it out. And I turn it on, make sure it works, but then I'll cut it right back off. And I haven't really done a spirit box session in the house where I lived, since we moved. We did it at the other location because we were on our way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, uh,
Yeah.
but this one, I guess we might have to, you know, just to see what's going on here, see who wants to talk, or
Oh, it's not a flash or something.
yeah,
Right.
or maybe somebody's sending some evil things our way.
I mean, I don't. I don't feel anything evil. I don't. It's neutral. I don't feel like goodness, but I don't feel evil either when it happens. I just. I almost feel like I feel curiosity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. It's very. I don't know. Yeah.
When you mentioned that, and I know we talked about this before the we started this,
Mm.
but you don't think maybe there's a connection?
Yeah, I think there is.
You know why? Because it's just not happening to y'all. You know how I just explained to you about the girls, what they're going through.
Mhm.
Ever since this whole thing with with Mike and everything, I don't know. I just been picking up this vibe. Like when that was happening, I don't know why his face keeps popping up in my head. You know,
Yeah,
and the girls mentioned something to me that okay, so he's he they say I'm sorry, or he says, oh, I don't want to do this, but then they do. I think they go on one of they start making he starts doing a page on Facebook like, I don't need these guys, moved on with my life, you know, I don't need people in my life, like in other words, he hasn't got over it, you know,
okay.
and I don't know, I just feel like there might be a connection with that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't know. It's just the Google's having that ever since all that started. And I'm talking about the event happened recently with and I feel like it probably could be a vengeance thing, you
I
know.
think so. I mean, I'll just put it out there. I'm not ever gonna work with that person again. I don't. I have no respect for that person anymore. I've been burned too many times. It's done. It's over. That person doesn't exist to me anymore.
because it
We'll put that out there.
yeah, and it's just I feel that I don't know why it just keeps popping in my head, especially when the girls were going through their like what happened to them, and they're
Yeah.
just like where they come from, and it just keeps
Mhm.
popping in my head. Like I think I know who it is. You know, and
Okay.
whenever I have that feelings, it's always right.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
always it's
Yeah.
always
You
like
gotta trust your gut feeling. That
yeah,
that will never lead you
that's true.
wrong.
like when that happened, all that went down. I was at work. I was overnight. Didn't even care in the world. All I care about was just like y'all,
Mhm.
this paranormal,
Yeah,
just
we're
the
just doing our
friends,
own thing.
just doing
Yeah.
our own thing. That's it, right? And then I just heard his face popped in, and I'm here like what, right? And then that's when what's his name called? Remember I told you about that? And I'm here like, and then
Yeah. He told
that's
me.
when the whole video thing popped up, the whole thing about the whole video about
Yeah.
my, him quitting whatever, and it's like, what? I'm like, I don't talk to people. I don't talk to these guys. And then they do randomly, but I didn't want to answer because I already knew it's negative.
Yeah.
I already knew it was negative. And see, and his sister, Jen, I know she practiced that stuff. She does that. And, it's a possibility that they're trying to get back, because like the first thing that happened is just like the fingers are pointing is towards us,
Okay.
and once I saw the video, I already knew it. I was like, oh, it's coming, It's like the fingers are coming. I already knew it,
Shit.
and then it was like, boom. That's when I get the phone call. Like, bam, Mike gets it, and that's when I text you and I messaged you and said, hey, this is weird,
Yeah, this
right?
person's calling, and
It's
I'm
like
just
it's
like,
calling, and you're just like, oh, okay. And I was like, I'm not answering it because I know
just
what
ignore
what's
it. You know, they
yeah,
don't exist anymore. If what's happening is because of some negative energy from them, then that's on them, and it'll come back. I don't worry about them. I don't think about them. They're part of a past that no longer matters to me anymore. What matters to me is you, and the current paranormal team that we got built. They're, I hate to say it, but I didn't do it. I didn't burn my bridge. He
yep.
burned it for him.
And it was weird right now when you were talking, and I don't want to scare you, Dominica, or anything.
Yeah.
Uh, but I
Okay.
heard something come through right now. When you're
What?
just talking right now, I heard a voice go right now.
Are you
I
serious?
heard it right now. I kid you not.
Awesome. You gotta send me that segment.
Oh my
All that.
Yeah,
god.
I'm trying to see. I'm gonna look it up tonight. But I heard something right when you were talking.
When I
Like
was
I
talking to him.
no, when he was talking just right now, and I just heard
Okay.
something go, kind of like the way the girls were. I heard it.
Oh my
I was
god.
like, you know,
Yeah, we're going a blessing in the house again tonight.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you're gonna be, and the reason why I want to go back there, because I want to spread my light to y'all. Like I want to bring my presence in. I want to bring that peaceful, because that's what I do.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
I have that aura. I saw it. It's weird because like on Snapchat, there's this little, it's a big thing going on right now. But if you like use a filter and you use a light, it'll detect like a spirit, right? But if you do it on you, you could
Yeah.
detect an aura, like
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
a good.
cool.
Yeah.
And my daughter did it on me. My aura was just so high, like in a good way, like a good vibe. She like I saw it. It was like just radiating off of me.
Yeah.
And lately I've been practicing a lot of meditation, positive meditation.
Yeah.
And you know what? And I want to send you after this. I want to send you some YouTube meditation, real good music. It's like meditation music, but it's real. Like I guess like it's almost like church music, but not really church music. It's real nice
Spiritual.
sounds. Yes, and that's a form of a cleansing. It's just not for you. I mean, it's for the human body, but
Yeah.
it's also good for like the house. You know,
Yes.
like me and my daughter, we always play it. Like when we go to sleep, like when I feel bad, she'll put it on, and it plays on YouTube for like 5 hours, extending. It's real nice. Like, and I really want to show this to you because if it hits you, like right here, I'm gonna send you one of the Archangel Michael, and then one is called the Language of Light, and if you really hear it, like that music is gonna speak to you. And I can't tell you how because it comes
Yeah.
to it comes to you in a different way. Like I can interpret it a certain way, but it can talk to you a certain way. It's weird, like, but I really want to because I've been hearing it for like the past 2 months, and it's been bringing me peace, and this is something you can play around your kids, it because it's a cleansing. It's like it's a high frequency but positive frequency. It's supposed to
Yeah.
Yeah.
take negativity. It's supposed to take negativity away. uh and the TikTok filter, my daughter just like meant she told me right now it's a Snapchat filter, I think, right? Snapchat. TikTok, okay, TikTok. You want to come say hi real quick? I want to just my daughter in here. She's
Yeah.
right here.
Okay, there you are. Hey.
Hi.
All right, get lost. Get lost. But yeah, she knows. Yeah, we always play these songs, and it's blesses the house. It's like a blessing, and it's yeah, I really want to send it to y'all. I just keep forgetting about it. Every time I hear it, I keep forgetting to send it to you. But
Yeah.
I've been really lately. I've been getting in touch with I talked to well, the girls have her name's Ashley. She's from the Go Girls, and I want to introduce you to her too with Sydney and them. But she's been really guiding me, like spirit guides, like how to get in touch with them, and that's gonna help you protection, with paranormal and yeah, and like I said, you guys got them. Like they're always with you. I see them with you all the time. It's always good to touch base with them,
Yeah.
like when you pray, sometimes it's or like how you hear in the tapping, maybe you can, before you do an investigation, say a little prayer and then reach out to them, like archangel, God, Jesus, send me your
Yeah,
angels.
we have the prayer cards, which I only have one set. I need to actually make a few more sets. You need to give one too.
Yeah.
So it's the rundown of the most basic prayers for the Saint Joan of Arc order. And then there's a more heavier stack that's for like long term. That's something that's like to be practiced over time. So, but they're all the custom prayers for the order. But you do need I need to get them to you.
Yeah, but you guys got, because you guys have the gift, you guys are protected, and that's why I told you, like when when I was with y'all, like when we did investigations, like I can tell y'all guys have that when you guys are together, you guys are like powerful. So it's just that some people don't realize it, but you guys, like when we're at that investigation, when we saw that entity, right? Like
Yeah,
everybody, I was spooked out. I'm not gonna lie, like I was like, oh shit, and but like it was weird, like when we're always around y'all, like you can feel that protection, like when we was at a warehouse, when they were like, hey, Art, we're gonna bless you, and you're just like, no, I'm good, I got my faith.
yeah,
I guess after that, I know that first experience, I know it freaked you out a little bit, right? But that made you stronger.
yeah. I think it's reasonable to say anybody would get freaked out their first time, and
Of
I'm
course.
glad I did
Yeah.
because now I can see how far I've come.
Yeah.
I mean, I was truly freaked out for my first investigation. I just,
Mhm.
there's a lot of sensory stuff going on. That spirit was just, walking around me, telling me not to go into that back room. I never once stepped in that back room. Never. I stayed on the opposite side of that threshold of both doors. That you could enter that room from. And so I got an overload of sensory there. So when I grabbed my gear and I bailed out, yeah, it was a great relief moment. But then it messed with me, on the way home. I had my GPS because I didn't know the area and I was trying to go
Yeah.
home. And I was going the way it was telling me to go. And I knew the way. I just needed to get to the freeway. But once I got to the freeway, and instead of getting on the access road, and it rerouted me. And it's like, keep going straight. And I was like, that's not the way. I go, but okay. Again, I didn't know the area, but I knew I should have taken that left turn. And it rerouted me and to my church's cemetery, San Fernando
Yeah.
Cemetery. And right as I'm driving past it, mind you, it tells me, you've arrived. And I'm like, where have I arrived? I'm still driving, and then that's when I start looking around, and I'm on this stretch of road, and I look to my left, and that's when I see the cemetery there, and I'm like, oh shit, and I see the sign, San Fernando Cemetery, and I was
Yeah.
like, that's that's my church's cemetery. So it was that spirit in particular was really messing with me that day or that
Yeah.
night.
That thing, that would spaghetti warehouse, right? I told you that it appeared to me.
Yes, you told me.
Yeah, it came to me in a actually it came to my house. It was in a dream, but I'm always protected. Um, Whatever possessed me back in the day when I told you about that, that thing doesn't allow it. It was weird because like it always when I know it's there because it always tries to paralyze me, like paralysis. And but I already know how to ward it off, right? So when I try to open my eyes, I can't. But little by little, I'm like, I don't believe in you. You don't have no power over me. When I start seeing stuff like that, that's when I start breaking free. Right when I broke away, I broke up. I got up because I'm laying on the floor like that. So I get up like this. I see it right by the window where I see that little girl sometimes, and it's
Yeah,
standing there, it's tall, and it's mad. It's mad because I broke out of its, whatever it is it did to me,
Yeah.
and it came at me. It came running at me. So I got up to go at it, like we're gonna go and clash. And then I woke up. But when I woke up like this, like ready to go at it,
yeah.
Mhm.
and it's gone. And then it's already day. It's like 10 o'clock. It's already when I'm here, like whoa, like, and it never came back. But that's when I touched that statue. Remember when you told me you touched it?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
That that guy came to see me.
yeah.
yeah.
It tried to get me, but it I didn't allow it. So it wandered off. It
I did a lot of photography of it, and I kept my eye on it during the process in which it was getting auctioned off. And I was gonna try to go ahead and get it, and I noticed that I had like this interesting want for that clown, and I could feel like it was telling me like you owe me a home. I need a caretaker. You owe me a home, and so I was like really interested in bidding on it. And then I think it was like after $50, it started going up, and then it hit $80, and I sort of like lost interest for some reason, and it wasn't because I had lost interest. I just felt like I did, and I think it got whatever people that were around, moving it around, touching it. I think it found a new home. I think whoever physically touched it got an attachment from it now, and it kind of let me go, and it kind of like said, I don't need a caretaker. I think I found one for me. It'll take any caretaker is what it the
yeah.
feeling it gave me. And I guess when somebody moved it from the window and put it downstairs and readied it for auction, I think they got an attachment. So I've been trying to figure out where this clown went, because wherever this clown is, that's where that spirit is, and I wonder what the lives of these individuals who own it, what's turned about it.
That'd
Yeah,
be
it, it's it's weird because like I've been watching my daughter had show me some videos. I think it was like an exorcism of one of the what was it? One of the girls. Anna what? At one of the remember that video you showed me about the girl possessed? Annalise. And
I'll make a cameo.
it's a pretty cat.
You're on TV.
And it's a pretty cat.
Thank
We
And
didn't know. We didn't know she was in the room.
yeah, Annalise is the one of these women that got possessed back in the day. I don't even know how. Well, not too far off, but um, well, in a way, sh- she they caught her speaking in tongue, and she's possessed, right? She's like talking like like that. And what was crazy is that when my daughter played the video of her talking, like the audio, and it shows her like it don't show her doing it, but it just shows like a picture of her, and she's skinny, she looks crazy, right? And then there you hear the guy talking to her like a priest, like, "Whoa, what do you want? What do you want?" This girl speaking like sounds like Latin or and well anyway, when she's doing that, she's making these crazy sounds, and for a moment, I started reacting to it, where like in my ears it makes sense, and it felt like I was getting possessed, like it was just kind of like I was kind of choking, like like that's kind of how I was reacting to it.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you told me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like when my daughter plays it, I said, play it again. I want to hear it, and I just start like getting into this like crazy like little like like I'm hearing it like like I understand it, and it's whoa, like like it's like I'm feeling it, I'm
right.
understanding what it's talking. It's like a devil talk or something, and I'm here like picking it up, and I'm understanding what she's saying. I'm feeling that person. I'm feeling that whatever's talking is to it. I'm like, whoa, I get. Look, I just heard a growl right now.
That might be our son Gio out there playing.
Okay, might be him. I was like, I heard something.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
probably.
okay. But yeah, that's
Laughing
kind
and
of
running around.
that's kind of what I pick up. Like it's weird. It's like if the spirits want me to feel it, I can feel it. They want me to talk. They can't talk through me. And that's why I do this meditation, because meditation, even through meditation too. I was doing one with the music, and I got into it. Art like it's crazy. Like I got into this meditation so bad, and it is during the day, it's not at night. Something took over me. Like I feel something come at me. I kind of went like this and something, but it wasn't bad. It was good. It was like something was trying to talk to me, and
Yeah,
something over to, and like this meditation is really good. Like the music I'm gonna send you, it's real powerful. It's powerful to the ear. It's like you can even hear it ringing on your, if you hear it ringing on your head, that's like speaking to you. That's like a chakra. Like
Wow.
and
yeah,
and the archangel one you'll like. It's weird because it has a nice little music, and but you hear a horn. It goes, and you'll,
That's
like my dad even heard it, and my dad doesn't know nothing about paranormal. Like he's hardcore religious, but like he just like he don't want to hear nothing. But when he walked in, he heard the music. He's like, "What's this? What's this sound? What's this nice music I'm hearing?" Like it caught his attention like that. And it's good meditation. But yeah, definitely I want you to hear it. And
yeah.
it's good cleansing. It's good cleansing. It brings that nice positive, you know positivity. Hopefully it'll take that whatever is bothering you
Yeah.
away. But
Well,
I honestly, I just think I don't even think it's nothing bad. It could just possibly be something that's just passing through. and
it's
yeah.
possible.
and you guys
Mm,
are see, and spirits talk to people like y'all because y'all have the gift. you know you might not think that, but you guys
yeah.
do.
We know we have it, but we wish we could just shut it off and from time to time and just live a normal life.
Yeah,
Because there's just regular stuff we got to do. Like, when I'm working or I do photo shoot, end up in another place, and I'm just like, holy crap, something's here. And then it throws my work off, and I'm like, how am I supposed to be in a joyful mood and do this fun photo shoot or this videography, and I know that there's something here. You can
yeah,
feel it. So lately, I've just been packing a little small portable paranormal kit, that I put together for emergencies like that. So,
yeah. And maybe if you talk to it, see, I mean, like I said, if you want, I mean, I'm always down to go down there. If you need, 'cause it's always good to have good positivity people. Have that energy. And I'm more than welcome to. I'm more than happy to go down there and bring that vibe there. And help you communicate so we can get rid of it. See what it wants and ward it off. Like if you just
Mhm.
want to, you just want attention, fine, you get your attention, but you need to respect. Because sometimes spirits need that. You
yeah,
know,
Yeah.
you
sometimes
need
they
to let
just
them know. You need to let them know this is my place. You know, like the little girl, she would always bother my daughter. Like literally, she would scare my daughter because she would call my
Oh,
daughter's name. My daughter would have her headsets like mine and hearing music, and she'll be like, "All right." My daughter flip, like, what the heck,
yeah.
you
yeah,
know? Or she'll hear her knocking like right next to her, like through the wall, like ta ta ta, like that. And my daughter's like, you know, she's tripping. She's like, Dad, like that one time I think I told you where she did it to her. And my daughter comes running, right? And my daughter's a little freaked out. She's like, Dad, I heard the little girl. So I go in the room, and my daughter's like, Dad, I heard it right here. So I go in there and I say, okay. So I talk to the spirit, right? I said, I'm like, little girl, if you're here, I don't mind you being here, but if you're evil, you need to leave. This is a house of love, spirit, house of God. We don't mess like that here. If you're gonna have evil intentions, you need to leave now. I command you to leave. I'm not scared of you. You have to go. And like the moment I said that, my heart felt heartbroken. And then my daughter started feeling sad. My daughter's like, Dad, I feel like crying. Like if I scolded my daughter, you know,
Yeah.
and I felt bad. So the little girl felt bad because she felt like I yelled at her.
yeah. I remember.
And she left, and she didn't come back like 3 days later, you know. But she felt bad, and she left my daughter alone. Like now she don't mess with my daughter. Like she doesn't. My daughter stays here by herself when I'm at work, and she don't say nothing. Like sometimes she'll hear things, but it doesn't bother her no more. Like she just goes to the room, little girl, whatever the spirit does, and leaves. But sometimes we may have to do that. Go there and just say, hey, what do you want? You know, this peaceful home. Believe in, we have nothing but love here. Love and light. And if you're not into that, you need to leave.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Yeah, because
That's
you know,
it.
like you said, you got your family, beautiful family, you got your little girls, you know, you got your boys. You don't need that stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to run a blessing tonight, definitely. We'll bless the kids. And, it was only 3 years ago that I was baptized, that I converted. So I actually still have my gigantic baptism candle that I can burn from, when I want to pray.
Yeah.
I haven't done so in a while. It was when I was dealing with the real entity that actually came in. That's when I burned that baptism candle, because it was that dire. But this time I won't wait. If it is something, if it's not, even if it's on the outside, clearly it wants to come in. It's knocking. If it is an entity, and we're gonna stop that before it can happen. Because I already know what happens when an entity gets in here. I mean, we dealt with it. It was
Yeah.
nasty. It was bad. It's not something you want to.
Yeah, and you want to protect your little girls, because right now, your girl. I'm not saying she's in danger, but she's I think the reason why spirits come into because she's the one that has I guess they can see her. She's open, like my daughter says. She's got the third eye. Right? Like I said, when you're young, your imagination takes off. You know, so you can see things that the naked eye can't see.
Yeah.
But since we're programmed, like program means like we do our lives, we don't worry about that anymore, right? Because we're focused on our things, right? We
Yeah.
kids, our jobs, our careers, whatever we're doing, right? So we don't focus on that,
Yeah.
so we don't have the time to do that, so we just
Yeah.
we don't pay attention to things that we
Yeah.
hear. We can just think, it's just a knock. Oh, I just saw something. It's just a shadow. It's just a shadow of the car or the light reflection.
Right.
But at this point right now, your daughter is open to that because she's into the world, and she's gonna see. Don't be surprised when she gets older. She may tell you like, "Oh, Daddy, I saw this."
Yeah. I
She's,
was
you know,
thinking about
she's
that.
she, they're gonna see that. Because their minds are open right now, and this is when spirits try to communicate because they're open to it. When I was little, I saw an older man. I was like 5 years old, and I saw my
I
old man used to
remember.
come play with me. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you
And
telling
he
me
died
that.
he died next door, and I didn't even know about that. I was talking to a guy that died like many years ago, and
Wow.
and I thought he was my uncle, and it wasn't. He was just a guy that died, and he would let me call him uncle because I thought he was my uncle, and he would play with me and talk to me and tell me all about life and stuff, and I'd be, oh, okay. And
Yeah.
he was a really cool guy. Then he just disappeared. As I got older, he just never came around. And then when I found I got older, I said, "Hey, whatever to that old man?" And my parents are like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "Yeah," and I described him, and my uncle told me, "You know who that old man was?" Because my parents were tripping out too. They were like, "What?" They didn't want to hear it. Like, "Well, no, you're." So they kind of played it off like, "Oh, mijo, you're just your imagination." My uncle came up to me and told me, he goes, "You know what?" He goes, "You know that old man that you used to talk about when you were like 5?" Like, yeah. He's like, "That was this neighbor that passed away." Like, what? Yeah, he lived next door to us. He's like, he
That's
passed away in the
amazing.
house. Man, I tripped. I swear to God. And I was already 13 when he told me this. I freaked out. It's
Yeah.
like, He's like, yeah. And I remembered him well. I was like, and I go, I remember. He's like, yeah, that was spirit. Shit. I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like, if I would have knew this now, I would have been scared as hell. But I was a
Yeah.
kid. I didn't know what fear was. I didn't know.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, there's a possibility that, and it's a good. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing because she's got a gift. She's gonna have that gift to help people. I mean, some people are scared to embrace it, and it's like me. I was scared to embrace it, but it helps you in a good way because, like you said, you get to help people. You see things. It's always gonna protect you.
Yeah.
Like when something's bad, if people try to hurt you, you know how to. It's gonna tell you like, no, don't mess with these people. Don't
Yeah.
talk to. Spirit talks to you, and it's God sending you his angels, because we all have spirit guides, and God's everywhere. God's everything,
Yeah.
True.
so
Very
and
true.
you guys got that protection. You guys have it. You do. I know may not seem like it, but you do. And Dominica's always been your rock. Like I
Yeah.
seen it. And it was weird because I always thought when you guys first started, I was thinking like, oh my God, when Mike brought, I was thinking like, I hope she don't get scared. Like that's the first thing I was thinking, like, oh man, I hope she don't freak out, because I'm gonna feel bad, like. But you held your own, you were there, I was like, wow, I was amazed, like, nothing triggered you. You did your show. You
Mhm.
stuck around and you were into it. Like you're like, hey, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
she's
yeah,
pretty. She's strong. She's real strong.
yep. And it makes you stronger when you have your kids because you want to protect them and
Yes.
your kids are real gifted. I mean, like I see it in Enzo. Like I can see people through pictures. I can see right through it. And Enzo's strong. Like he's gonna be a strong kid. Like he's gonna have that. He's gonna be like you guys. Like he's just gonna have that gift where like people just gonna be attracted to him.
Yeah.
Like he's just gonna be that cool kid. Like hey, like he walks like the Fonz. I'm talking about Happy Days. Gonna snap his fingers and all the girls are gonna go to him. It's kind of like that. He just has that attraction. Like he's just like, oh yeah, he's a great guy. And not really people have that.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, he's good kid and I mean all your whole family, all your children, they're special kids. And they're gonna have that they're gonna be like y'all. You're gonna be blessed and just
I
but
Appreciate
hope
it.
so. Yeah.
just know that God's always with you. God's always with you. Don't ever think that
Thank you.
even though I know sometimes we go through stuff like that, but it's
Yeah.
sometimes it's just little tests, but you have nothing to fear. Like Art, you're a strong guy, man. You I seen it, man. I seen it through you. Even though you were scared, it's normal. But
Yeah.
you were always strong. Like you were always strong. I would know. I knew that. I would knew that. I was like, yeah, this guy. When you left, I knew you were gonna come back. I knew you were.
Yeah.
I
There's
knew.
no way I wasn't gonna come back. I
Yeah.
always. Yeah. I mean,
I knew you were.
my curiosity just peaked too high, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta go back. So that I think
Yeah.
with that particular uh team, it was like what 10 investigations that we put under us
Yeah.
or less. Yeah.
Yeah. When they told me, oh, he left, and I said, nah, he'll be back. No, no, he's not. I don't know, Mike. I go, you should have seen him. He's like, no, he's not. And then especially with the whole cemetery thing, right? They're like,
Yeah.
oh, he ain't coming back. Like they're
The,
like, no,
the ghost box was calling out my name, as I'm walking
yeah,
out the door, telling me not to leave,
Yeah.
in the whole cemetery. And then I was just trying to make it home on time, in one piece, and then I went home the GPS took me home an entirely different way. I normally have a route. I love my route. And this one took me like completely, 20
Mm,
miles off, but I still got there.
mm.
It was an interesting first time on an investigation. Some investigations, you don't find anything. You don't get
yeah, yeah,
squat.
That's true.
So for a
Yeah.
first investigation to be freaking loaded,
That's what I was gonna say for
you
your
know,
first. Yeah.
that was last that was in what 2018 or
yeah.
yeah
2018.
2018.
2018. I think
You
so.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, it was like it was cold, so it was like October, was it?
Yeah, it was October. Yeah,
Yeah, so you know it was wild to say the least, and that's why I'm still doing it.
yeah. Because like once you get into it, it's weird. It's like it attracts you. Like it. I don't know what it is. It's just something about it that it just draws you in, like you're like, whoa, like, and I told them like, nah, he'll be back. They're like, no, no, he ain't coming back. After because they said, oh, we talked to him, he told us what happened. He ain't coming back. I'm like, nah, he'll be back. Trust me. Yeah, go once he gets over that and he realizes that, oh, like, hey, like that's cool. I want to find more. What triggered that? And what's weird is that ghosts do that. Like when they know you're first time, you're an unbeliever. That's when they attack you. Because they want to see how far they can get with you
Yeah,
and we went there with the investigation. This is the one that you didn't go to. It was one of the first ones I went with the MPS, and it was with the one with the girl and the husband. They were having like problems,
I think I
and
remember.
yeah, and that one was yeah, that one was hard. Like one of the ladies that came with us, she was just I guess like not an investigator, but just we used to take random people, skeptics, like hey, yeah, I want to come with us. Yeah, yeah, okay, there we go. She went and man, she didn't even step in the house. Because like when I walked in, that negativity was like if someone just farted and you walked into that smoke and like oh my god, it was
Yeah,
it was like that bad. Like I walked in
Wow.
and that thing hit me like whoa, like it just woke me up. Like if you just drank caffeine and just like oh crap, like
yeah, the
I just
atmosphere.
felt
Yeah.
that negativity. And she before she even walked in, she got off the car. We said a little prayer and everything. Walked in, she's like I want out instantly. I want to go home. She told her boyfriend, I don't want to be here. And her was like, no, like and it's weird because like it wasn't even spooky or nothing. It's like we just walked into a house, and she's like, I gotta go. She just left
Wow.
instantly. She took off. She told the husband, well, you go to ride with them. I'm going home. And she went home. And I felt that impact. Like, man, I felt it. First thing that triggered was upstairs. First senses hit me upstairs. And sure enough, of course, they didn't believe me. But after we did investigations, so everything was upstairs, all the activity.
Yeah.
First thing that hit, it was just like a sensor. Like I just looked, something hit me and told me, and I looked up. Once I look at something, that's where it's at. That's it's just like a I don't know what it is. Like that house we did when we did the investigation with the spirit. Like the first thing
Yeah.
I walked in, I think before you interviewed me, we were setting up, and I when I was setting up, I just stopped real quick and I kind of like started thinking about it and I dozed off, like and just like daydreaming, and then I saw the direction where it was like I saw the me walking down the aisle, the little hallway, and into the bathroom and into that room. And
Yeah.
I went, and I woke up, and that's when you called me. You went, Mike, and I went, yeah, and you were like, hey, I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna record you. Oh, okay, and like I broke out of it because you
Yeah.
called my name, and that's when I knew that, and that's where we saw the entity, right? Later down the line,
I've,
we saw that.
I've got a clean cut of the silhouette in the door frame when we were using the grid, and we cut off all the lights, and all you could see was the grid,
Yeah,
and the DSLR sort of goes in and out of focus. Well, I put it through analysis, and I have the way I did it, and I was able to change the opacity multiple times, and I finally got a clean cut screenshot of the silhouette. I'll have to show it to you because I can't post it. I'll break some hearts, but
yeah.
I gotta bring it and show you how I did it so you can do it too.
Oh man, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, you can show me that. Yeah, that man, that was awesome. That day, I mean, we struck gold, man. That was just
You
like
did.
you said. We normally you go out there, you don't really get anything. You just probably get a few VPs, maybe I don't know, a few things knock over, or maybe nothing. You know, you just get a lot of stories. Like oh, this happened. But yeah, that day was a good experience. That was I mean, exciting day. Like oh shit, like that actually
Yeah.
saw it live. Now I can tell somebody I saw it. Like yeah, I saw a spirit walk through the door. Like
Yeah.
and that was good stuff. And man, I wish you would have went to the one with the one over there. But I know you guys were busy that day. The one where the girl supposedly hung herself. Front of a
Oh,
Pecan around Pecan Valley area, or Hot Wheels, right? Where the IHOP's at on Hot Wheels. If you're going that route,
I
like
haven't been in
McCullis
that area in
area.
a while.
Yeah,
No.
there's IHOP. IHOP's been there forever, but it's in that area. And man, when I walked in, I think I don't know who told me. I don't know. It was Mike. No, not Mike. It was one of the other investigators. Another group that went with them. And they told me when you walk in, you're gonna feel pressure on your neck. As soon as I walk in the door, they show me where the room's at. And as soon as I walk in, man, I felt this choking sensation. Like I was like going, like like if I couldn't breathe, something was holding me back. Like no. And then I flipped out, right? So I was like, okay, so I go to the room. Everyone's all set up, it's all dark, right? They got the ghost box going on. I'm sitting there and I feel this like pain in my back, like choking and pain. And I'm like, oh, whoa. And then I felt started feeling a little nauseous. This thing was attacking me. And then after a while, it adjusted to me. So everything's faded. And then the lady was saying that the spirit keeps messing with her grandkid. Like they
Yeah.
would see it like walk in the house and it would call out its name. And she tells me it's a shadow with a black hat, like
I
a
think I
cowboy.
have. I think I have some of these files in archives.
Okay,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know. I think I know the house you're talking about.
Yeah, she told me about that, and what's funny, Art, is that I'm trying to picture in my head, but my instincts are telling me we're outside, me and Kayla, they're blessing the house, right? And I'm there with her, right? And I'm all spooked out, right? I'm here like like watching her back, she's watching mine, right? And my instincts kept telling me there's something across. You know how the neighbors, right? You have your fences, right? And I kept telling Kayla, he's over there, he's hiding, like he's hiding over there. And I was like, I don't know why, but my instincts are telling me he's over there. And sure enough, he was hiding. Like he was, like I guess he saw it, so he was hiding. Another neighbor's house, like looking like this, like who's these people? Who's these people?
Yeah.
And then the lady kept saying it's a cowboy, a shadow with cowboy. Okay, so I'm looking around the premise, right? And Kayla's doing her thing, and then I see the old HEB charcoal. If you remember, you look at the old charcoal, right? There's a picture of a guy with a cowboy hat, and he's just like this with the, what
Yeah.
I guess the thing. Okay,
Yeah.
that triggered me when I looked at it, and I go, look, well, there it is. There's her cowboy right there. That thing kept mimicking that.
Dang.
Mm.
That's the
Oh, wow.
first thing that caught in my head. Like, and I looked around. I was looking because I'm like investigating myself, and I knew the ghost. I was like, I know you. I go, you're over there, you motherfucker. Like I was like, that's just like in my head. I'm like, I know you're over there. You're over there. Like I know you're there. I know you're watching me. And but then when I'm looking, I see that charcoal, and it just catches my eye. And then I look at the picture, and I'm like, there it is. There's your cowboy with the hat. And she said she's seen that when she would drive home. Sometimes she would see a cowboy in her front yard, like a
Yeah.
shadow. And I'm like, yep, that's her shadow. It mimicked
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So yeah, that's the gift I get. Like I wish I can control it at will, but I can't. Even at HEB where I work overnight, like tomorrow I work overnight, I see things too.
Yeah,
I
you
see
were
things.
telling me.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
sometimes look like a customer's walking, and I'm over here like, hey, we're closed, man. Like the only way they can come up is up the elevator, but I lock them so they can't come up, and the doors are locked down there, and the sensor, they have the security codes, so it'll go off,
Mhm.
and then they'll call me. HEB will call instantly. Like if the alarm goes out, they'll call me like in a minute, and I have the phone with me, so I'll be like, HEB number 4, and they'll, hey, your so and so lobby's doors going off, and I would see things. I'd be like, whoa, like I was like, is that a customer here? I'm like, oh, it's already 12, like they're gone by 11, and I look and there's no one there, and I see them walk, like I'm walking, I see something go like that, and I'm here like, and I go and there's nothing there,
Damn.
and I'm just like, oh shit. Sometimes I see them go to the bathroom too, because the bathroom curves like that, and I come out and I could have sworn I saw someone go in, and I'm here like, what? Then I look back and then I go back in the bathroom and there's no one there. So yeah, it's haunted in that area too. That area because it's been there since like the 40s, I think, or something like that, 50s.
Wow.
That store's been there forever. They just remodeled it, but yeah, there's a lot of things there. Even at night when I walk in the park across the street, Collins Garden Park, it's made for laps, for people that want to jog and stuff, that work out. And I remember one time I would go out there at night when I'm just like tired of people, like I need to get
Yeah,
my
I remember you
energy
used to tell
fresh.
me you steal for
Yeah,
those late night
Yeah.
walks just to get
yeah,
away.
just get away, and I would just be with the moon, and I would see things. Like I would see like shadows like that, like move, and I'd be like, I see you. I see them move like that, and it looked like people are walking. Like, oh look, I would see them, and I'd be like, oh, look, people doing a late walk, whatever. And then I look in the corner, and to make the turnaround, come this way, and they'd be gone. I'd be like, oh, the hell no! I was like, there's no way they can make that turn quick, because they have to come by me. If they make a complete round, they're gonna come and I'll see them and I'll be like, hey, how you doing? But they would come and never finish, and I'd be like, dang, like So I would see a lot of crazy stuff at night, but I wouldn't be scared. I mean, I'm not scared about it. Like I walk in my big old house at night, and
Yeah.
I see things. There's things here. I see things when I'm walking. I see like the other night I saw a shadow. It looked like a shadow was like, cause my dad sleeps down the bottom and we have a big living room. I see like a shadow like going down the stairs. I see it like right there. I'm like, oh, there's something staring at me. And then I turn the light on and it's gone.
Yeah.
But
Creepy.
yeah, it's creepy. But I know we're already getting close to time. I know you guys got to take care of the kiddos.
Yeah.
I just had to ask you, any update on the vampire court?
Nothing yet. I mean, it's just on hold. The only thing we got going on is the we're preparing for the vampire films, which are kind of tied to the core. Pretty much everybody that's in the court has a role in the vampire film. Rather it be in music or in acting. Pretty much that's what's going on. So it's more tied to the film at this point because that's what we can do. And the code name, it's not the actual name of the film. So it's a short film, and we've given it a code name, and it's going to be the basis for a feature vampire film, which you're going to be in the short film.
Yeah.
So you've already got your role, and we've got your sizes for your stuff.
Yeah, I told Kenneth that I love acting. Like I used to do it in high school. I was doing some plays in high school, and I used to work the lights, so I was really into it. Um, and of course, I'm into music, so I've been studying music for a while now. So yeah, I can play music. I just haven't really put too much time in it because of work. But I
Yeah,
think I'm gonna start focusing more on music. We were showing Kenneth I think how to play the piano, because I know he don't know, but
yeah,
I'm showing him shortcuts how
yeah.
to learn,
Yeah.
and but yeah, that's been my passion too. So I really want to focus on music. And but yeah, I'm grateful that he got me the role, and yeah, I want to be more. I want to do more acting. So like, if they have more
That's
openings,
awesome.
throw me
So
in there.
Yeah, for
we've
sure.
got, if I'm not mistaken, we've got 3 other
Yeah.
shorts we're going to put together. We're trying to put 4 shorts together, and with my short, my personal short with the demon film, that's going to be 5 shorts that we're going to put together, and we should be showcasing that and trying to make premieres off of those shorts. So a
Mhm.
premiere is like a full length movie.
Full length movie.
So I think we're going to shoot my demon film first, and that's based off my book. And that's just going to be like, I don't know, depends on how it goes, between 3 and 6 minutes long. And it's going to be it's going to serve as both the kind of like the commercial and the short film based on the book. But you know how movies are always different than
Yeah,
what's actually written in the book. We're going to try to get as close to it as possible, but we're limited with what we've got. We're trying to do this on a no budget type deal.
yeah.
Basically, I already own the equipment, so we just need to find makeup and location.
Okay.
That's where we're at. So if you want to be on part of the crew with the demon film, we could definitely use another hand.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah, I don't even care if I help out. Like, I just want to be part of that. I
yeah,
love that kind of like environment. Acting, just working around people around that. It's always been like that was my dream when as a high school. Like, I want to be a movie director. And I like to share ideas. I know, and me and Steve, when I went to Cummins, acting, and I'm trying to, hopefully when all this ends and when I start going back with him again after all this COVID thing ends. But I know when we did a few plays, some of his actors were doing, like, I guess, monologues, and I would give them insights like on how to approach the character. So I always had that mind of a director. Like, I can hear music and I'll be like, oh, that's good for this part, or we can play this type of music on this part. If it's a romance scene, if it's a fighting scene. uh I know some of the actors were doing roles like for Iron Man. Like, for instance, like one was doing an Iron Man scene, like a little speech.
yeah,
And I know his actor. I just don't know him. He's a pretty boy, white guy, pretty boy. He just blonde hair. He's real good actor. But he was saying like the role, but the role, I seen the movie a lot, so he was kind of like portraying it, but it was more like kind of like, no, you can't do this. It's supposed to be like a vengeance, like, I'm gonna get you back kind of thing. But he was doing it more like I guess like more of a mellow approach to it. And I was telling Steve, like, no, this part, since you have this look,
yeah,
you have to be more meaner, like, because he has a nice boy look, the innocent look.
Yeah.
And that speech was more of a kind of like me, like I have the mean look. So if I were to say it real mean, it'll sound more like, oh yeah, this guy is gonna kick some butt, like he's.
Yeah.
So I kind of like guided him a little bit, like, oh well, you have to look more assertive, more serious.
yeah,
And Steve kind of liked that, like, oh, I like the way you kind of like, because that's just who I am. I can embrace the character, like I can see the character. And that's what I do too when I sleep a lot. When I hear music and I hear lyrics, I try to picture that lyrics, but like an actor acting
yeah,
it out.
Yeah.
And when I hear
Exactly.
the lyrics, and then I'm like, oh, okay, this is the way it should be. So yeah, that's kind of like, so like anything like that would be cool. Like just
yeah.
anything to work like that.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're gonna need some help with the camera because I'm actually gonna be in the demon film, so that means I'm not gonna be behind the camera,
Yeah,
and everybody's kind of freaking out because, well, that's what I do. I'm behind the camera.
yeah,
So there's some shots I can do where I'm not in the frame and I can be behind the camera, and then there's some impossible angles that I want to get because I want to make it really dynamic. The camera's got to move, and it's gonna get really technical. So we're gonna need a lot of help to try to, because I can do it by myself, because I love being behind the camera, but I'm probably gonna need 3 people to be on that one camera just to get that
yeah,
crazy angle and you'll see what I'm talking about because it's a crazy camera move. Um, I was just talking about it with Dominica and Enzo last night, so I'm like, I'm probably gonna have to bring Enzo with me too because he knows the cameras.
Mhm. I understand.
So, and I'm like, you're gonna see, what we put together as an actual demon. It's gonna be standing next to you because,
yeah,
we're not gonna hide it. Because he's obviously, we're gonna reveal it in certain scenes, but you're gonna be working with it.
Yeah.
So I
And
had
it's
to
good. And it's
prep
gonna
them
be
for that.
good, honestly, it's gonna be good because like what Francisco said, it's right now it's a good time, for like, you have your animes and all that stuff, cons, and vampires like a real big thing. I know I used to play that game, Vampire. Ken showed me Vampire Masquerade,
Yeah.
and I was hardcore into that. Like if you would have knew me back in the day, you would have called me the biggest nerd ever. Like you would have been like, oh my god, Mike's so like nerdy, like. And
Yeah.
Vampire was, and it was weird because like my hair used to be long like Chris. Like my hair was like that, like exactly the way he had it. That's the way I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
back then, all long, all
Dang.
hardcore. And that's why I look at Chris. I'm like, man, that reminds me back in the day when I used to be a hardcore into it, like. And but yeah, like Vampire's always been a part of my culture, kind of my life. But yeah, it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be good, and it's good that you're gonna be in it because like I was always thinking like, man, I need to get in that stuff, man. Like.
Yeah, I'll be in the demon film, but I'll be behind the camera on the vampire film. I don't think I'll actually be in the vampire film. But since the books, it surrounds me in regards to, the demon film, I gotta be in it. And so we're just working with everybody to get the shots right. We're creating the shot list for the camera and all that. But like the vampire, I'll just be filming that one. So, and I told Kenneth, I was like, well, maybe I'll make a cameo. Like if
Yeah.
we're just gonna do a basic pan, I'll just slip out and get myself in the frame and then go right back to work behind the camera just to kind of get in there. And that'd be the only way I could do it, you know. So
And Dominica, you gonna be in it too? You're gonna have a.
Not the demon one.
not the demon one. We are, well, you're planning an old timey short, aren't you?
Mhm. We do have, I don't want to give it away, but we do have a couple of projects that I am going to be in. So one will be kind of old time era,
1940.
like a 40s
Oh, okay.
era type deal. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then possibly a comedy that we're working on that we think
Yeah, we're gonna go back into
it's
comedy.
gonna target women,
Oh, okay, okay.
and they'll understand that humor.
Yeah, as far as all the filming and concerned, we probably
Yeah.
just rotate actors. Everybody's new position.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's good. And my brother sends his regards. He says he's a big fan of y'all's. Like,
thank
Oh.
you. Yeah, we always see him on
yeah,
Facebook.
he tells
Yeah.
me he's like, hey, he's like, if I ever go down there, he's like, I wanna shoot a film with I want Art to shoot and Dominica to shoot like I don't know, he's so stuck up. He's like, yeah, all about me. I'm like, really, dude.
We'll,
He's like,
we'll shoot
yeah.
something.
He's like,
We'll do a
yeah.
photo shoot.
He's like, I want to
Yeah.
be on Masterminds. I want to be, like
Oh
in
All
it.
yeah,
right. All
Yeah,
right.
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll definitely put on Mastermind.
We can do it.
That's an actor that needs to be
Yeah,
promoted. So
for
yeah,
sure.
he wanted
Yeah.
to. He's like, yeah, I want to meet Art and Dominica's like, yeah. He's like, I want to do it, and he's like, want to do a Mastermind show on me. I'm like, really on you? Like, who want to do it on you? He's like, you're just jealous. Yeah, you just mad Mike, and yeah, but yeah,
All right.
he's very hardcore into acting. Like,
he
he's
is,
trying to
yeah.
get his SAG eligible. I think he was gonna do I think he said to be SAG eligible, if you do 3 extras, I think in the same film, like a Hallmark film, he's trying to do it because there's Hallmark projects up there that do. You know how the holidays are coming,
Nice. I
so
like Mark.
yeah, he's gonna be an extra. But he told me if you do 3 extras in that same, I guess like Hallmark genre, I guess that film,
Yeah.
that he can get your SAG eligibility, I think card like that. But my brother
Yeah.
he just loves acting, like it's crazy. Like I didn't think he would get into it. But yeah, he definitely wants
Yeah.
to work with y'all. And he may come back. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's weird. My brother's like yes, no, yes, no. I don't know. But I told
Yeah,
him
he
like
told me he was coming back for the summer.
yeah, and he tells me I tell him look, I already know people that are into the acting thing. If you really want to pursue it, you got people here.
Yeah,
And,
Absolutely.
and
yeah,
he's just
Yeah.
we'll
like,
take care
oh
of him.
yeah, I want to work with Dom and Art. They're cool people. Yeah, yeah. And I always give him a hard time. I was like, hey, they're my friends. They're not your friends. He gets all mad. Yeah, but I'm your brother. Like I don't know you. Like
I don't know.
yeah. So, but yeah, definitely he's a big fan of y'all's. He really appreciates y'all's work, and
Oh,
yeah, he's
that's
looking
sweet.
forward to maybe I'll get him on Zoom one day and we'll all just hang out.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh,
Just to do a basic hangout, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
And yes,
yeah,
we can have him on Masterminds. So
Yeah,
be ready.
yeah. He meant it's weird. Like I didn't know he just like, hey, I hit up Art. I'm like, dude, like you don't even know these people. He's like, they're
right.
my friends. He's like, yeah, I just messaged him and yeah, we've been cool and he's been giving me some pointers. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like all right, like
Yeah.
Taking my friends already. Like, yeah, he's always telling me, yeah, I talk to Art all the time. Yeah, he's so cool.
I'll help anybody, that asks
Yeah.
people,
So yeah,
Uh,
he told me, he's like, yeah, reach out to them and they're awesome. And I'm like, they're not your friends, Anthony. He gets all mad. I'm your twin brother. But yeah, he really likes y'all, man. He thinks you're really awesome, and he appreciates
Oh,
any advice you want to give him. He may
thank
come
you.
back. I think he's gonna come back. He's
Yeah,
telling me that he
we're
misses
here.
home.
Tell him to hit us up
yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he can be in one of Enzo's short films too.
Yeah. But I told him that, like, he even told me, like, cause he's a dancer. He's a ballroom dancer, and
Yeah,
he
Yeah, I saw
majored
that.
in that. And I told him,
that's
hey, well,
awesome.
if you want to work with them, they told me you got to teach him free dancing. He's like, oh yeah, yeah, because he loves dancing.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Like,
yeah,
yeah, I'll
Mhm.
get Art. He's like, I'll get Art and Dominique on their feet. I'll get them going. They'll go dancing, and he
Oh,
and he knows everything. Like, he knows all that ballroom stuff. Like Dancing with the Star stuff. Like, this guy knows
yeah.
everything. He knows, like,
Wow.
salsa, a
No,
swing.
I need one.
Yeah, of course, country dancing. It's big here.
oh yeah,
What's
Yeah.
the other one called? I want to learn it. I don't even know what's it called. Bachata. This guy knows everything. I seen
There's
him on
so
the
many.
dance
Yeah.
floor, and he knows all that. And he's like, "Oh man, I'll teach him for
Wow.
free, man." He's like, "Yeah, Dad, will definitely," because he's really passionate about it. He's like,
Yeah.
"Man, I'll teach him how to dance, and then when they go, they're gonna
That's
have a blast,
awesome.
like."
For sure. Yeah.
And so he's cool with it. I'm like, "Oh, you got free dance lessons, I go, "I think it's fair." He's like, "Oh yeah, I don't care. Whatever, man. It's all good, Like, I love teaching people, Right now he's teaching children right now.
okay,
Uh,
Um,
cool.
yeah.
so yeah, and he's like, and I go, well, they got kids, Anthony, so you can teach them too. And he's like,
And so
oh
needs to
yeah,
learn how
yeah,
to dance. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, and
Gio loves dancing. Gio, our 2-year-old,
yeah,
he loves. He'll stand in front of the TV and watch stuff. Anything with cool music. They put that cool little hip hop music in the
yeah,
movie,
yeah,
and he starts dancing and moving it. Like, I'm serious. That boy's gonna be at the clubs when he gets older.
yeah. And
Mhm.
my brother can teach him. Like, he loves teaching children. He's real passionate about his
Yeah.
dancing. And it's weird because my brother always had that gift, and he just never pursued it. But then when he went to college up in Utah, he's like, Mike, I'm just gonna go for dancing. I'm like, hey, go for it, brother,
Yeah.
do it. And
yeah,
I just don't give up, like, stick to it. And he stuck to it, and now he already
Yeah.
got his bachelor's degree in it. So now
Wow.
he can legit, like, teach anywhere, like,
That's
I guess, like, at a
awesome.
studio and everything. But he wants to well, he definitely wants to do that. And but right now he just probably got to come home, and I don't know what he wants. This guy's weird. He just like, I want to do this, I want to do that. He wants to do everything. So but yeah, definitely he really appreciates y'all, and he's looking forward to meeting y'all. So
awesome.
Thank
yeah,
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate
yeah,
it.
Thank you, Anthony.
So, as far as paranormal cases, we got two possibilities in the area. So we'll talk
Mhm.
to you about that
Mhm.
off camera.
all right. Well, I appreciate y'all being on the show. Art, it's always a pleasure. You and Dominica, guys are
Thank you.
family. I'll keep you in my prayers. I'm gonna send you that music stuff and everything.
Thank you.
And
Okay. Yeah.
hopefully, it would cleanse their house. Bring that peaceful vibe. Kids are gonna love it too. And just keep me updated as far as like the filming and everything goes. I know
Yeah.
Kenneth already gave me the script already, so I already know kind of how everything's gonna go.
Awesome.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, it, like, makes me look macho now because, like, you're a bodyguard. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool.
yeah. I
We
think.
love you, Kenneth.
Good.
Yeah. So the code name for the short is Porphyria. That's the
Porphyria.
code
Okay.
name we've given it. And the demon short really doesn't have a name. In fact, if you're going to be on set, I need to give everybody who's going to be on set at least 1 to 2 chapters so that you understand where I'm coming from.
Okay.
So when we get closer to that date, I'll start sending you
Okay.
the stuff.
Yep. And we're gonna get Ken. I'm gonna get Ken on the podcast hopefully this coming week,
Woo!
and we'll get
All
him on
right.
here,
Yeah.
and we'll hopefully give us more detail. I know we've been trying to get the band together. I know we went one day. We accomplished a lot. One day we got a nice little, I guess you can say, intro to the song.
Yeah.
Uh, we were looking forward to getting together. I mean, I wish I had a bigger. I would have him come to my house, but I have my dad and my stepmom. They're cranky. Not that noise, turn it off, like they're. Other than that, if they weren't here, then I'm more than happy to have them here.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're working on that, and hopefully we can get more into that because I know he wants to sing and he has a lot of great ideas, and I'm just like, yeah, looking forward to getting that band going. Um, but I appreciate y'all coming out.
Yeah.
And
Thank
just
you for having
anything,
us on the show, man.
yeah, yeah,
Thank
we will have you more come on.
Yeah.
You guys attract a lot of good people. You know, and a lot of people, your name is getting out there, you know, through the grace of God, or, you know, everybody loves you, you know, like the girls that met you, you know, and now they're like, oh, Art's awesome, you know, you touch my brother's in Utah, and he's already like, man, these guys are great people, you know. So God is with y'all, God is with y'all, and just know that we appreciate you.
We
I
Yeah.
appreciate
appreciate you always having your prayers, and you know, everything's gonna be good. But like you said, if you need me to go out there, you know, with this thing going on, you
Yeah.
need that extra hand, you know, I'm more than happy. Just let me know, and I'll
Yeah.
go out
Yeah, I
there. And
want you out there. Definitely want you out there, you know, because it does have to do with the paranormal. You know, you were in my life, you know, in the particular time that were going through this sort of stuff, you know, and it only, like, I think it was in January when I decided to write this, you know, and so you definitely, it would, I think you'll get the feeling of what I went through, you know, and we're just going to shoot one scene. That's all it is. It's
yeah,
just one scene. You know, it's just a short, but, you know, I have to let y'all read, you know,
yeah,
what I went through, and then we have to convey that on camera and get those feelings. So, um, definitely want you there.
yeah, because I like to be the guy that, and it's weird, but I like to be the one to take it. Like I like to take the pain from people. I put it on me, you know, and that's kind of what I do with paranormal, you know, or anything. I just want to help people, and sometimes I volunteer my life to, like, come to me, leave them alone, come to me, because I can take it, you know.
Yeah,
I can take it. I've taken a few things, you know, and I know I can release that spirit. If it has to come to me and follow me home, then let me follow me home. I'll get rid of it, you know. That's the type of guy I am, you know.
Yeah.
So definitely I want to be there. I want to communicate with it. I want to get it out of y'all's lives, and hopefully, you know, take it with me, and then I'll get rid of it, you know, because that's what I do. I Things come to me, and but it's weird. Like I feel like I drag them with me, but just they take off,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, I honestly, in my heart, I think it's just something that's just there. But like I said, I'll send you that music. Just keep, you know, just keep praying, have faith.
definitely.
Well,
You'll always have you in your prayer. I always have you in my prayers, and
Thank you.
thank you.
it's gonna be good.
We
But
pray
I appreciate
for
y'all for being on the show again, and you guys have a good night.
All right, man.
And
Thank you.
all the listeners, this is Art. Future projects coming up. Make sure to check out his page. Check out Saint Joan of Arc. Make sure to check out Masterminds with Dominica. Great
Mhm.
people, great shows. And once again, thank you for being on the show, and we'll see you soon. All right, you guys have a great night.
All
Okay.
right, you too, man.
All
Good
right,
night.
thank you. Good night.
Bye.